Hey guys, we're live.
Let her outside to go play. She came back all scuffed up.
It might have been yesterday.
Yesterday? Okay. Did you call medical at any time or anything at that time?
I didn't because I thought, it was just some kids stuff.
Rough housing or something?
Yeah, it was no big deal.
Did it progress? Did she complain of anything in the
I
past?
just didn't send her back outside after that. And like I said, I was telling the nurse that when she was in the tub, she was like on her side, so she was kind of like sniffing and drinking the water. I don't really know how to explain it much, but she was like
This morning?
it was last night. She took a bath or yeah, it was
And then what happened this morning?
and I went to go. She went to
Hey,
go
G-Man.
everything was fine. Went to go check on her. Like I said, she was up 4 o'clock. I would say around that time.
This morning?
Looked at me. Yeah, maybe it was a little later, maybe 5. She looked at me, laid back down, didn't really say anything. Then I went to go check on her again, and she was just staring up.
What time did you look at her again?
Around 6, maybe 7. Probably must have been around 6.
Got some motherfucking noodles. Some spicy noodles. I put red peppers in mine. Crushed red peppers.
And then that's when you
Makes
called
it fire.
911? You called at 7:45?
I don't do the egg thing. Everybody likes eggs in it. I've never had that.
7. And I laid back down because I thought she was just playing or just laying there.
I didn't put cheese in it. No.
And then that's when you called 911?
Yes.
Okay.
When I realized she wasn't playing.
Okay. Alrighty. Just hang tight for me, okay? I'll get some people to, would you like, I know you have somebody here, would you like somebody else to come help you through this process?
Just crushed red peppers.
Just hang tight for me, okay?
It's chicken.
Hi, young lady. You awake? Hi. Oh, okay, I didn't know. I didn't want to assume. I'm Officer Marshall of Las Vegas Metro. Hey, are you able to do a volunteer statement? Okay, I'm gonna bring you one, okay? I know you already talked to Officer Correct, so I'm not gonna re-question you a bunch of stuff and all that. I'll get.
I don't know, honestly.
Okay.
Whatever y'all consider me as. I'm not gay, no.
Whatever's going on over here. Okay. What happened to your head? How did you get scratched up? What happened to your head? How did it get scratched up?
I'm not sure. I don't really know. I was questioning.
No?
It's so heavy.
Yeah. I get it. You from Cali? Is that 504? I think it was. I'm gonna close this out so we can have some peace.
Hey, Sean B.
Well, you know what I mean. So other people aren't all in your business, you know?
This has to be a joke.
Well, unfortunately, I'm sorry it's not. I'm gonna explain this to you, okay? You can take your time, fill it out at your convenience if you want to fill it out, okay? Here, I'll give you this question. So if you want to start here, can you see it or no?
That's funny as fuck.
This is your name, okay? Just fill out all this information as correctly as you can, including a good address and a phone number for you. And the details, it's literally whatever you know happened, okay? From last night, I know there was some mention of some water getting swallowed and stuff like that.
Eating ramen at 5
More
a.m.
stuff to put in here, okay? When you're all done, I'll be right here with you, okay? Any questions, anything so far?
I've never done crack.
Try it.
I've done cocaine when I was younger. I tried it, but
To save her.
I didn't fuck with it.
Well, a couple
I have
things
weed.
come out.
I smoke
Obviously,
bud.
they're gonna have to do a
That's
little
all I
bit of
do.
investigation, at least to determine what happened with the child. And they'll talk to you. And
Weed and noodles.
your side of the story, whatever happened. That's why I say you don't have to fill this out because they're going to come in here and talk to you anyway. Okay. And then from there, whatever they decide will happen or whatever their investigation will lead them, we'll go from there. Yeah. That you should know. Girlfriend, babysitter, has some cuts on the back of her head. They look pretty fresh. I have no idea how they got there. I think you can see it between the ribs. Yeah. But it looks pretty fresh.
Shortly after this body cam footage concludes, investigators arrive at the hospital and record voluntary statements from Chevion Miller. This is an edited down version of the first one.
Today's date is September 11th, 2019, and the time is 10:57 in the morning. This interview is taking place at Sunrise Hospital. Also present is Detective Hernandez, P number 7567, and investigator Rosalind Flores from the coroner's office. Are you from Vegas? Where are you originally from? Louisiana? Okay.
You do?
How long have you been out here? Okay. Did your family move
I did
to
it a few
Louisiana,
times in
or
my
did you
early
come out here by
20s.
yourself?
I moved with my auntie and then I was impressed again.
Okay. All right. Now, it's my understanding that you live with a Mr. Richard Davis. Okay. And that's your boyfriend? Okay. How long have y'all been dating?
5 years.
5 years? Okay. Do y'all have any children? No? And does he have any other children other than Janaya? Did I say it right? Okay. How long have you guys lived over at 4855? About 4 or 5 months? Okay. Do you work?
No.
Okay. Have you worked prior?
Yes.
What kind of work did you do?
Call center. Service.
They are.
Was that here in town in Vegas? Okay. And you say you've been out here since
It's
you were
funny.
13? Let's see, how old are you now?
Just chicken ramen.
23. Okay, so you've been here for 10
Feeling
years.
crazy.
Does Richard work?
Spicy. I'm sweating my ass off because of how spicy
He's
it
not
is.
currently working. What kind of work did he do? Walmart?
Like, look
Okay.
at all those
When did you see
peppers
that
just
job?
in this one bite. Shit, bro.
About 2 weeks ago? Okay. So I guess my question is, how are you paying the bills if neither one of you are working?
Oh, well, since neither one of us is working, like, we up outside of stuff like that.
Okay, so you got friends and family, maybe, or?
Yeah, we were supposed to be moving with somebody.
So you've pretty much been involved with Janaya since she was born, since she was a baby, yeah?
No, he just got custody of her a year ago.
Okay. So the mom had, did they share custody prior to that?
No,
So mom had full custody, and now he has full custody.
pretty much.
Okay. Do you have any contact with the mom?
Not really. She calls, but when she calls, we just let her talk to Janaya. She don't really talk to us either.
Okay. All right then. Do you have any family here in town currently?
I do, but I don't associate with her.
Not with yours. Okay. And what about Richard? Does he have any family?
I love spicy shit too. I am sweating so bad. You guys see this shit?
Does anyone else live with you guys over at 4855? Any household pets? Dogs, cats, birds?
Just a cat.
Just a cat? Okay. Who takes care of Janaya when you guys were working?
We switch her. Typically when he works, I work on his off days. So the days that he's off, I stay at home with her. And then the days that I'm off, he stays at home with her. And then when we need somebody to, we just ask somebody to watch her if we need to.
Okay. Well, and how is Janaya? Is she healthy? A little girl? Is she playful, active?
Yeah, all of that.
Any medical concerns with her? Did she go to school?
She was about to start.
She about to start to go to, what's 5? So kindergarten?
She's smart. She was going to be in first grade.
Oh, okay. Was she already enrolled?
You know, we were moving around, so we didn't, like I said, he just got her, so he didn't really have her social. And the little girl we were babysitting, we had to pick her up from school, and he was going to see if we could put her in her school.
So let's, what I'd like to do is we want to talk about how we all ended up here today.
Holy
just be honest
shit.
with me and tell me the story, all right?
Yesterday, she was outside playing, and she came back in the
The
house.
spice just went down my windpipe.
But But last night, after dinner and stuff, she ended up getting in the bath. She was in the tub, and it's like she was like
I am crying. I'm
drinking
sweating
water,
and
and I
crying.
was
You guys
like,
are seeing a raw reaction.
correcting her
This is
body. She was
terrible.
like, I don't know what she was like. I don't really
Holy
know
hell.
how she was doing it, but she
Guys.
was like trying to put feet almost in the water. Like,
I
don't
can't.
understand it. So like I said, I corrected her about that. Everything was fine. Put her to bed. Checked on her. Like I said, she gets a pre-diabetes.
What is
So
happening
a few
right
times out the
now?
night, she gets checked on.
What the
And
fuck did
by
chicken
4
breath
o'clock
say?
or
Ew,
6
what the
o'clock,
fuck?
got up and checked on her. She was fine. She was up. He left. Like, I laid back down, went to sleep.
Oh my
Went to check on
god,
her
guys, that was brutal.
first. She's up at a certain time. And she was just...
I don't know, J-Man. I'm trying to be.
I don't really know.
Holy shit.
It's that look she had. I thought she was just laying there or just playing, but normally it's just...
Oh my god. That was killer, dog.
So I just didn't pay any mind to it.
Where's
So I
my
was putting
vape
it back
at?
down
Real
for
talk.
years
Hang on.
until I realized she didn't get us out the door. She didn't call me.
God damn it.
So I went to go check on her again, and she was still looking the same. And so I was just like, okay, something's wrong. And I called the hospital, and then I called the hospital.
Okay, so you say yesterday, which is gonna be.
Oh, I just smeared my makeup, didn't I?
You said she was outside.
Oh, I definitely did.
Or something up to where she came back just...
I love that. That's a beautiful
What time do
look.
you think that was?
It was
Oh,
like
hot. 10 out of 10 would bang.
So about 4 or 5. Who was home?
Why am I like this?
I believe it was just me home at the time.
So she say that she came into the apartment. How did she look?
Beat up. Like her eyes, her face, she just looked like somebody had roughed her up. Her hair was gold.
You're hungry? Get some ramen. Get some spicy ass ramen like I did.
You know, getting released or something. But
Oh my
by the
god,
time
I'm
we went out
fucking
there to see
dying,
what was going
guys.
on, everybody was gone. There was nothing there, no one to be found.
All right. So what did she
Ew,
say?
and now raccoon breath? I didn't even see that person. Came in as 2 different people.
She was like the kids. Like she didn't really. She was just really upset.
So she didn't tell you the names of any of the kids, or
She had just started going outside, so I don't think she would even know that.
It's probably the same troll over and over.
It shouldn't have been no kids on her, to be honest, but.
has she got hurt like that before?
It was my tuna. I'm gonna make a salmon patty
So
with
this is the
pink
first time
though. What
she's
the
ever
fuck is
been
pink
outside?
It's
though?
not the first time she's been outside. That's just one of the first.
Salmon patties are
times.
not the worst.
And I didn't really, ask where were you at when, I figured I knew where she was at.
Did you hear any fighting? Did you hear
I
kids,
always
or
heard the kids because we live right by the
Breadcrumbs,
pool.
got you.
did you
I use
hear her
crackers.
cry out or cry for help, or
No,
you didn't hear her screaming or crying or anything like that?
she's a tougher kid. She don't really.
She's tough? Okay. So she comes in after the incident outside. Did you check her body out to see what was going on? Did you see if she was hurt?
She was.
And what did you see?
Wow. What's up, country boy?
Can you... Well, so what was on her? What did you see on her face?
She had a black eye, and then like the other side of her face was.
I can't believe we're
It was
monetized
other
again.
things. I don't know.
That
I
makes
think
me so
her
happy.
mouth
What's up, Just
might have been
Jay?
messed up.
So what happened after you check her out?
I checked her out, make sure like I said, I went to go see what was going on outside. And everything
I'm
had
so
died
proud of
down
us
at that
getting
point.
remonetized and shit, guys. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
of course.
What was for dinner?
Well, we don't honestly have no.
You know, your accounts are just getting banned, right, Rabbit?
Did she eat what normal size portions?
Yes.
You're not funny at all. By the way, it's Y-O-U-R, not Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. It's your mom. It's your mom, not you are mom, obviously.
So he's back. What time did he arrive home?
That's how you know you're messing with the 12-year-old.
Like 8 something.
Okay.
It was like 8 something.
And where was he at?
Jania's father, Richard Davis, was gone during the time Chevion claims the little girl.
They'll
was
keep
in a
coming
scuffle with
in.
other
Just
children
keep
on
blocking them,
September
guys.
10th. He was in
It'll be
fact
cat
at a
breath
Popeye's
next,
chicken
dog
restaurant
breath,
eating
turtle
food
breath,
with another man. We
whale
can verify
breath,
this from
shark
security
breath.
footage from the establishment.
Well,
During
I
the
hid
video,
them,
while
so they
waiting
won't
for
be
his
coming
food to
back.
be made, he can be seen
Not
being
on
very
that
worried
channel,
about
at
something.
least.
I have no clue and can't even begin to speculate about what made him so frustrated. Nevertheless, for the purpose of creating a timeline, let's quickly recap what Chevion says happened to Janiyah from Tuesday, September 10th, when Richard was out eating, until emergency personnel arrived the following morning. According to Chevion, during her first interview with police, between 4 and 5 p.m. on Tuesday, September 10th, Janiyah is in an altercation with children outside
Let's
the
pack
apartment
some bud.
complex she lives in. She comes home crying, upset, and beat up, sustaining a black eye, additional facial damage, possible mouth injuries, and pulled hair amongst other signs.
How the
she's been
fuck does a
roughed up by
5-year-old
someone
get
else.
beat up?
But when Chevion goes outside to investigate, she doesn't see anyone suspicious. A
Bullshit.
short while later, Richard returns home at
They
8
beat
p.m.
that little girl.
Just before Janiyah eats a dinner between 8:30 and 9 p.m. consisting of tater tots and a sandwich. Chevion claims that Janiyah ate a normal portion of the meal before taking a bath and going to bed at around 9 p.m. in her normal spot on the couch in the front room. She follows up that she and Richard then went to bed at around 11 p.m. While in the bath Tuesday night following the altercation, Chevion claims Janiyah was trying to sniff, drink, or breathe the water in the tub. She states that she had to correct Janiyah about it, but offers no further explanation during this interview. She goes on to claim that everything was fine when she put Janiyah to bed. She then says she checked on the child at around 4 a.m. and the child was fine and up. This was just before Richard left to go donate plasma in town. For those of you who don't know, plasma is the liquid part of your blood.
Fuck diabetes.
You can donate it regularly for cash. Richard then leaves the apartment at around 5 a.m. and can be spotted on a bus heading into town. Soon after, Chevion gets up to check on Janiyah again, and this time she does so by pulling back the little girl's covers. She claims Janiyah was staring back, open-eyed and blank. There was no interaction exchanged between the two. Chevion lays back down for 30 minutes before realizing something is off, as Janiyah, uncharacteristically, was not yet awakened up. After checking on the little girl for a third time and realizing that Janiyah was indeed unresponsive, she decides to call Richard at the Telecris Plasma Donation Center because he left his phone at home. After 6 minutes of talking with Richard on the Telecris phone line, the call ends and Chevion contacts emergency services just before 8 a.m. Now that we've got the timeline down, I'd like to remind you not to get comfortable.
I'm gonna grab a drink, guys. 1 sec.
And her story is a fair bit of changing. Her third interview is a full-on video interrogation. If you really want to help piece together what happened to Janiyah Russell, stick around. The family could use your help. It's also worth noting that while the couple don't have any other kids themselves, they regularly babysit for other parents.
Okay,
Specifically, during this time, 2 little girls aged 5 and 1 that belonged to an ex-co-worker of Richard's named Liz. The last day they babysat these children was Monday, September 9th from 2 to 11
I know what it
p.m.
looks like.
Their
Shut
mother,
up.
Liz, had worked with Richard in Walmart before being let go. He, Chevion, and Janiyah were all about to move in with Liz, with the plan being to babysit her kids full-time as a means to pay rent. Of course, this would never happen
kids full
because the day
time.
Richard planned to move was the day Janiyah died. And these aren't the only kids that Richard and Chevion looked after. And we'll get to that in a minute, as that information comes with a bombshell.
So you check on at 7:30, 7:45.
How's everybody in chat doing tonight? You guys chilling? Guys, also make sure to hit that like button. It helps you grow like a lot.
And then I realized her hands were really cold, so I turned on the ear, thinking that maybe she's just really cold.
What, did you check her breathing?
Yeah.
Was she breathing?
I don't think so. I couldn't really tell for sure.
You say you called Richard first?
Oh, my eyelashes stuck together.
I just told him he needs to hurry up and get over because I don't know what's going on, and she's not breathing. And he's like, well, you need to hurry up and go to the hospital. Like, okay, I just wanted to.
Okay, so then I'm guessing paramedics arrive and they grab Janiyah up and take off. So part of what we do is we examine Janiyah's body.
I think I'm gonna finish smoking this bowl first. What's in it?
A lot of injuries. And earlier, when I first, when we first started our conversation, I asked you to make sure that you're honest with me and you tell me the truth with what happened.
I always use canned salmon for salmon patties. It's actually pretty good that way.
I can tell you that the extent of injuries that she has on her body is not from a scuffle.
I don't know about the extent of injury on her body.
Well, I can tell you that I've seen her body, and I'm telling you, this didn't come from a scuffle out in front of your apartment. Her injuries are extensive.
Yeah, the only thing that I knew of that was new to me was the spot on her stomach. I don't know where that came from at all. I mean, anything else I told you about, that's what I saw, and I did mention that.
So this all happened yesterday. You got to tell me how she got hurt like that.
I'm telling you how she got hurt like that.
She didn't get hurt like that.
Well,
I need
Damn.
you to tell me the truth.
I'm telling you.
That child's injuries did not come from a scuffle out in front of your apartment complex.
Tell me what the injury.
I'm telling you.
I'm not trying to be funny at all.
I know you're not.
I'm really trying to figure out. Because the only thing I knew about was her face. And then, like I said,
She has bruises all over her abdomen, all over her arms, all over her legs, all over her face, all over her head.
Oh my
over her
God.
neck. She looks like she's
Poor
been in a
little
fight with
girl.
an MMA fighter. She didn't get this from a scuffle out in front of your apartment. I'm telling you, 100%, no doubt in my mind. I don't doubt that she was beat, but this didn't happen out in front of the apartment complex from some kids.
Wow.
And when she was in the bath,
The most she did was like,
describe that for me. I was kind of wondering what that was. What do you mean she was sniffing the water? What is it?
like I said, because like I said, after, you know, that or whatever, she was laying down in the tub and she was like kind of on her side. So like, I thought she was like, you know, just laying
What the
in the water and
fuck?
like maybe blowing the water out
Hang
her
on.
mouth, like out of her mouth area so she can breathe or whatever. But I realized that she was kind of like, it kind of seemed like she was like trying to drink the water or something. Like I don't really know how to explain what she was doing because once I seen her doing it, I was just like, okay, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's dangerous. You know.
What did she say?
She don't talk back. She's just gonna get up and not show.
Go back.
Yeah, she's just gonna stop doing it.
Did you have to get her out of the water or anything like that?
No, but the water was kind of like high to her body. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if she's laying flat, you see how little she is, and it was like halfway covering up her. So that's why I was like, okay, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like
When you got her out of the water, how long was she in the bath?
I don't know, because like I said, she ended up staying in there a little while longer because I let her wash herself off, and then she wants to be in the tub. So you know, she soaked herself up and stuff like that.
Did you wash her like vaginal area and anything like that? Was she especially dirty or anything like that?
What?
Her private parts, her vaginal area.
Did you say was she especially dirty?
Yeah, was she dirty? Cause you said she got in a scuffle.
She had on clothes.
But did you have to wash her any like harder than normal? I'm just like other than normal stuff.
No, not at all.
Okay. You said you had to correct her.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
Told her to not do.
That's it?
Yeah.
Told her not to do it? Okay.
I'm really still stuck on the fact of what you said. I really am.
When she came in, because you said that Richard wasn't there, and she told you that she'd gotten into a scuffle out in front of the building. Did you call
Asking if she
him
was
or
especially
send him a text
dirty
saying
in her
she got
vaginal
notified?
He
area.
don't really have a phone. The phone he do have.
Asking if she had to
Wi-Fi,
scrub
so
her extra hard.
Don't take that phone because I'm the one that has an iron. So in case of an emergency, I need to call
They know it was a guy. They found semen under her fingernails. So why are they? I mean, not not to say she doesn't know or couldn't have done something, but why?
She gets whoopings.
Did she get a whooping? Okay. Explain to me how she gets a whooping.
It just depends on what she did. She was a very different type of kid, so like I said, it just depended on what her actions were. Like sometimes she'll have to end up going there, you know, work out, that type of stuff.
What do you mean workout?
Wall sits, like, because I don't really like whoopings.
Okay.
So I make her work out, or she stay in the corner.
Make her
Give
work
me an
out.
idea of an exercise program you put her on for discipline.
Like, say, if she's been lying, she can do wall sits, and then she'll do some push-ups.
Okay, so she'll put her back up against the wall with her legs bent, and then she holds her hands up?
Yeah.
And how long will you make her do that for?
I would say it just depends. So I'd say for lying and stuff like that, and trying to be in grown folks' business, it just depends. Like she'll do sets, like you know what I'm saying. So say she'll do count to 10, stand up, and then go down.
That's fucked up.
10, stand up. It's like that. It's
This
not
is how
like
kids are,
no
though.
street
Like
workout challenge.
they want to get in your business. Like my kid's in my business all the time. How many times do you hear him trying to talk to you guys? Do you see me making him go do wall sits or some shit, or smacking him around and some shit? Fuck no. Like what the fuck? I just say, hey, this is adult business. Mind your business. Like you know, like
But if
you just
she's
gotta
not
put
really
them in their
right
plate.
there,
Like you
and
don't
it's just
fucking
like, okay,
abuse
she's being too
them.
bad, and my form of punishment is not working, then it might be a belt.
A belt. Now it's a belt. At first she doesn't like spankings at all. You know, she doesn't like spankings, so she does wall sits.
Was she disciplined for anything?
So, but now they use the belt.
No, we were released the day before. So if she
It's
was
getting
looking
worse
like
and
that,
worse.
somebody
Like
would've seen
she's,
her like that.
she's making it seem harmless,
No,
and
I'm
then
saying
like
just as far as
it
discipline, I'm not
becomes
saying that she looked
harmful.
like that 2 days ago. I'm asking if she was disciplined 2 days ago for anything, for being bad.
No.
Oh,
Like,
the fuck?
say for example, if anything, like yesterday, she don't really like to learn. So when she was pretending not to know a word that she was sounding out, she's really smart. It can take her a minute to do it, but sometimes it can take her longer because she doesn't want to learn. So for that, she had to stand in court. But that's the most she had to do yesterday, was stand in court.
so she stood in the corner yesterday?
Yeah.
Do you remember what time that was? When were you doing studies?
Around 12.
Why did she get put in the corner yesterday again?
Because basically she didn't want to. She knew what a word was, and she was pretending like she didn't know what it was.
A what word?
A word that we were working on. She was pretending like she didn't know what it was. So she ended up getting in trouble.
What was the word?
At
Fat. It's an easy. Yeah. Is she receptive to discipline? You know, does she...
she can be, but
Receptive to discipline.
we just work with it.
Okay. Does it frustrate you?
She's fine.
It's typical 5-year-old behavior, yeah? Okay.
She didn't answer though. Does it frustrate you?
occasionally
She
she'll
would
get a
answer.
With a hand or a belt. She also does, what do you call them? Wall sits? Wall sits and push-ups. Sit-ups, anything like that?
No, squats.
Squats?
Squats. No,
Okay,
it's
is that
squats.
against the wall or freestanding?
You know squats. You don't know.
I know what a squat is, yeah.
Yes, for standing.
Okay. All right.
Can I ask you really quick too? I know we had touched on it, but you had said she had complaints last night. What were her complaints? Was she complaining of headaches? Was she complaining like she wanted to throw up?
Yeah, no, she didn't ever say she wanted to throw up, but you know, you asked like, oh, does her hair or stuff like that, right? Yeah, she did say, yeah, it hurts a little. And she didn't really, like I said, she's kind of tough, so she doesn't really complain too much. So if something was really bothering her like that, I don't think I would have known because, like I said, she's tough, so she would have probably just tried to sleep it off.
I was just asking because I thought you had said she did have complaints last night. Did I hear that wrong?
No, you had her right. Yeah, she did.
So then I just want to be clear that her complaints were that you asked her for head hurt and she said yes. And
No, her everything, like, you know, just because of the fact that what happened, and that's part of the reason why she ended up getting the bag because, you know.
Did you tell Richard about the scuffle up front? What did he say?
Hey,
He was
everybody.
concerned. He asked what I did, and then you know it was just like he's the type of parent. He's a guy, so he just feels like it'll make her tougher. He was concerned, but you know he don't really show his emotions like I do.
Did you call the police?
No,
Did you call security?
no.
Did you go knock on any doors?
She was just supposed to be playing outside.
So your little girl comes in, black eye, bloody lip.
I went to go see what was going on, but like I said, by the time I had got out there, it seemed like everything just, even the pool is open.
I mean, you didn't knock on no doors? You didn't say, hey, anybody see anything? You didn't see my kid get beat up? You didn't ask
It's
nobody?
crazy. I'd be walking around the neighborhood asking if they saw anything. What's up, Mr. Zach?
That's what I'm saying. Like, her
Just
mouth was
chilling,
like-
homie. Just
like,
listening
it
to
wasn't
some
like
true
one
crime
big
shit
but I
online,
said it was like
Crime
very-
Network, and
Did you wiping up with
about
anything?
to pack some marijuana in a bowl.
Just toss it in the trash. I mean, in the toilet.
Flush it down, done?
Yeah.
Okay. And let me ask you this. Is there any...
She looks like cat. She looks
in
fire.
everything the
Thank
scuffle?
you. Oh, I forgot. I just realized I forgot to put my necklace on.
Never argues.
Chaos. Okay, it's so black compared to my other tattoos. It's just so solid. I love the color. He did great. My tattoo artist is fire.
Smoke what? It's legal now. I mean, we don't care. Is there anything else?
No.
I mean, and we're not here for that. We're not drug people. We're not, you know, is there any meth or any
No.
cocaine we're gonna find in the house or nothing crazy like that? Okay. And we just have to ask.
None of that.
Has anybody other than you or Richard watched Nilo this week?
How would you describe these liftings that she would get? Ever pretty forceful? Did she cry?
Who don't? You kids cry after getting yelled at. I had to sit the baby in the corner because she kept fighting her sister.
Okay, but can you describe the lumpy saying that, like you said, it was with a belt? Pretty forceful, pretty hard?
We don't do weapons with a belt all the time. That's usually we do workouts and stuff. But if she do have to get a belt, it's on her butt.
Okay.
First off,
When's the last time she got a whipping with a belt?
I don't know.
You don't know? No. You could get what's within the last 24 hours. No, that she shouldn't have. No. Like I said, she was having recording. That's the most trouble she could have possibly been into. At any point was she with her dad by herself? Was how you there? Not for none of these collective. And when she moved, or when dad got full custody, was she?
It's a few years, Zach. I got it like maybe about 4 years ago. Same with my face tat. I got them like a couple months apart.
And it seemed like, I know agitated isn't the right word. I see injuries like this on children. And because you don't have a better explanation other than she was outside and got into a scuffle, that's not good enough. That's not.
I understand that.
I'm sorry. It isn't.
Okay.
When a child has that, when her body
Oh my God,
bruised from
Zach.
head to toe like that,
I promise you, I'm really trying to figure out.
you're telling me that you didn't seem like it was that big of a deal. And when Richard sees stuff like that, it makes her tougher. Both of her eyes are black. She has 2 black eyes. She has bruising all over her stomach, her arms, her legs. She looks like she fell out of an airplane. And you're telling me, oh, it's a scuffle outside. And then you didn't call the police. You didn't tell security. You didn't do anything. I'm assuming you've been with this girl for 5 years or for a year. I'm assuming you love this little girl. As you take care of her.
She called you mommy, right?
She calls you mommy? And she comes in beat up and you're like, oh, well,
I'm understanding.
no big deal.
No, it's not no big deal. When she told me I'm ready to go fight, I'm not ready to call the police. I'm not ready to call security. I'm ready to go whip somebody else. Because you didn't my child.
Then why?
That's the type of person I am. I told you when I went out there, it's like everybody had disappeared. Nobody was outside playing no more. The whole situation just completely died down. What am I supposed to really go do?
You didn't knock on no neighbor's door and say, hey, did you see anybody put their hands on my kid?
Like I said, I really didn't think about it. I was just ready to whip some ass right then and there. And when I'm in that mode, that's all I'm thinking about. And especially when it comes to her.
All right, you got a little bit of a temper.
No.
No?
When it comes to the right reasons.
Okay.
And somebody putting their hands on her is the right reason.
So if my kid...
And I didn't know she was... Her arms,
Yeah.
her legs,
Yeah.
her head.
Yes.
No, like I said, the most I knew about was her face. But the fact that you're saying is all that, I'm really confused. I'm genuinely confused right now.
Me too.
I didn't know it was that serious.
That's why I want a better explanation.
Can you give me one?
I wasn't there. You were there.
I wasn't outside with her.
You're saying that all those injuries happened to her from a scuffle outside your apartment. That's what you're...
That's the only way I know where it's coming from. I'm being so real right now.
Okay. All right, that's what we're going to go with. Any follow-up?
That's it.
Operator, this is Detective Conover. That concludes the interview. The time is 11:52.
Roughly an hour and a half after Chevion's first interview, while still at Sunrise Hospital, she requests to speak to authorities for a second time. This is where her testimony starts to change drastically. For the record, there's no doubt that Chevion Miller is lying about what happened to Janiyah. This is irrefutable. The question, though, is for what purpose is she being deceptive? You'll want to watch this whole documentary before you make up your mind. It's crucial that you're aware of all of the available details first.
It is September 11th, 2019. The time is 13:26 hours. We are at Sunrise Hospital. And also, again, we'll be speaking with Chevion Miller. And Chevion, you said you had some more information you wanted to share with us?
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that when I called 911 initially and they told me how to do the CPR, water was coming out of her mouth and nose. So I don't know if that had anything to do with anything, but her mouth and nose had water coming out of it as I was doing the CPR.
Water.
Yes.
Okay. And you were getting instructions on the phone about how to do
As
CPR?
I was on the phone doing the CPR, this is why I'm really about. I completely forgot about that. It was, as I'm pumping, it's water coming out of her mouth, just flowing out of her mouth and her nose on the floor, right in front of the couch.
Did anything else come up with the water?
It was like mucus. As a matter of fact, I think she had some spit like hanging out her. I don't know how I'm forgetting everything that I needed to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, she had like one out. That's what made me even acknowledge it too. She had like spit hanging out her mouth and stuff when I went to go check on her again. And then, like I said, once I called and did the CPR, it was water coming out of her mouth and nose. It was water coming out, and the only thing I could think of, she just kept saying, just checking to see if she's breathing. And that's the only thing I was worried about. I didn't even say, oh, it's water coming out while I was on the phone. I was just trying to check and see if she was breathing. I don't know if that had something to do with the fact that she was drinking the water in the tub or whatever it was that she was doing in the tub. So it's like, I really don't know.
When did she get it back?
Like, last night.
What time?
Probably right before dinner, so like 7.
Was Richard there?
I'm not sure.
She's not sure if he was there.
I don't know, because I feel like around the time when it was time for her to go to bed and stuff, I feel like he came like right after she went to bed. I'm not really like I said, I completely forgot to tell y'all that the water was coming out of her nose and mouth, which is a very important detail. So it's just like, I can't even remember if he was there or not. Like, I'm kind of traumatized, if you would choose to say. Like,
Did she dress herself after a bath, or did you dress her?
I typically dress her.
And I know I asked you this before. When you got her dressed after the bath, you didn't notice any of these other bruises that we've been talking about. Because remember, I said her body's covered.
No, that's what I'm saying. I would have noticed it getting her up until I really did not notice all that stuff. I genuinely, I'm telling you, like, even with her head, like, the fact that you're saying her head is, whatever you're saying is going on with her head, I'm really, like, surprised. The only thing that I know of that she could have possibly done, but my nieces haven't even been around, they headbutt each other a lot. But my niece haven't even been around her,
Right.
so it's just like, I'm not understanding at all where she would be getting these hands.
Yeah, wow. Hey, Zach. Good to see you.
More injuries we're gonna have tomorrow after the exam.
That was funny. There was another Zach in here that was asking if, like, weird questions.
I don't know what's going on. So that's up to a doctor to tell us what.
She have external injuries?
I don't know. I have no idea. So we're gonna have the doctor examine. If there are other injuries, we're gonna know. We're gonna find out.
Oh yeah, of course.
Is there anything else we're forgetting to ask you? Anything else that would have happened that might have caused these things?
No, but now, like I said, I'm kind of upset that I didn't tell you guys about that water from the beginning, because that's the only thing that I could really think about at this point is that water. And it was coming out of her when I was doing CPR.
And when he leaves,
Like I said, when he left, I went right back to sleep. So,
did you see her at that time?
no, I didn't get up until a few hours later.
No, you were awake, but you didn't get up out of bed.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was up, but I didn't get up.
Did you say?
Yeah, because I was, matter of fact, I'm lying. I did get up. I had to lock the door.
Oh, you locked the door behind you.
Yes, I did. I forgot because I just heard it was a serial killer on the loose. How ironic is that? So I ended up, I'm like, babe, I'm just going to lock this door because it's crazy out here. But I didn't really acknowledge her. I just went back to the room. That's why I'm not remembering that, I did get up at that point in time. But I didn't check on her until I woke up later on.
Okay.
And then,
Oh my God, Zach.
different than normal. And then I just still brushed it off because, like I said, the way she was looking, I really thought she was possibly just laying there. And then I realized, like I said, she's not getting up. Okay, let me go check on her again, make sure everything all right. And then I realized, okay, something's wrong. Like I
That's
said,
crazy,
that's when she had
Zach.
to spit on her pillow. And then that's what I'm saying. I don't know why I'm missing the stuff that matters. And then that's when I realized, okay, she's a little cold. I need to turn the heater on. Then I called her dad, like, okay, something's not right. And then I called 911, which I probably should have called 911 first and then her dad. But I just wanted him to know, okay, you're going to have to go to the hospital because once I get on the phone with the ambulance, I'm not going to be able to call you. And that's pretty much how it was.
A few days ago, Richard told us about an incident that happened a few days ago.
What happened a few days ago?
With, you have a girlfriend named Deshanae?
Uh-huh.
And was she over there visiting you guys at your place with her kids?
Yeah.
Do you remember something happening that day?
That might have been the day me and her left. So I'm not, I don't know, we be kind of busy sometimes too. So it's just like, my sister haven't really been over there. I mean, it probably was the other day, but I don't really remember exactly what day it was because it was right before we got the little girls. So it was the other day, but I don't remember,
Is Deshanae your sister? Or she's a friend?
She's my friend, but
What's her last name?
Johnson. What did he say happened with her?
Well, I don't want to tell you what he said. I want to see if you were there, if you remember an incident that happened
That's what
there.
I'm saying. I don't know if I was there because I know it's always something like that's.
Did he tell you about an incident?
I'm not sure. Like, that's why I can't guarantee, because I know for a fact she ended up headbutting with my niece. I don't know for sure exactly, what it could possibly be that he's talking about.
Did he tell you that something happened?
It's always something happening.
It's something that you would go, oh, okay. When I say something happened, I mean it's something that's serious that you would go, oh, okay, that's what happened.
Where she would have gotten a whooping.
Oh, where she got a whooping? Was it, she was kissing the girls on the mouth or something?
Nope.
Oh, then I don't know. I don't know for sure.
So were you there when that happened? Did you see that?
When she was kissing the girls on the mouth?
Hmm?
Did I see that happen? I was there that day. I don't think he was there. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, because there's always something going on. We always have kids at the house. Like, this is not nothing new for us to have kids around, My nieces are always over. We are babysitting. We were supposed to babysit today. So it's like, it's not really anything new that we're always having kids around, especially little girls. So it's like,
Did he tell you that he had to spank her with a belt?
He don't run his stuff on me. Not really. He don't run his.
So you don't have, that's just not something common conversation. Hey, by the way, I had to spank her today for blah blah blah.
If I had to whoop her, I wouldn't run that by him.
Mm-hmm.
But if he had to whoop his daughter, he doesn't have to run that by me. I just told you what she got up to, with the most recent thing that she did. So it's just like, I don't know what that could have possibly been. And it's been a few days since my nieces have been over or my sister's been over. So I don't really recall too much.
Okay. This case is going to be solved medically. Not me. I'm not a doctor. I don't do that. But when I'm at the autopsy tomorrow, I'm going to know everything that's wrong with Janila.
No, yeah.
I'll know everything.
And that's what I'm saying. The only thing I can think of at this point that could have possibly happened was that water. And like I said, when I was pumping her,
the only two people that have had contact with that baby
is me and her.
is you and him.
Right.
So somebody ain't telling me the story.
No.
Somebody's not telling me the truth. Babies don't get full of water all on themselves.
I told you
Not
she was
so. Not from that. Well, that was at 7, 8 o'clock. This is 10 hours later. She's not still full of water. It's not. It didn't happen.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she was drinking it. I feel like she was breathing it in.
I know, but then she would have expired while she was taking a bath. She can't be full of water 10 hours later while you're giving her CPR. That's impossible. I'm gonna know more tomorrow.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I want you to be prepared for me tomorrow.
Okay. I didn't do anything to her. I'm telling you, I put her in a tub and she was laying there. She was laying there.
Oh my God, Zach.
It wasn't like, that's too much for me to possibly have done something like putting her under the water or something like that.
Did she accidentally drown in the water last night? And
I'm not sure, because at a certain point in time, I did walk off.
Well, what I'm saying, last night before bed, and she's in the bathtub. Did she drown while she was in the bathtub? And you're scared to tell us that she drowned, and that's how this other story came up with checking on her throughout the night, and then you finally call for paramedics in the morning. Obviously you know that you have to call somebody and report that your child has passed away. So with the water coming up out of her, it makes me believe that maybe she had drowned.
I would not have waited that long to say something, because I would have felt like there was possibly a chance that somebody could have saved her. Now, if anything, maybe my time frames are wrong, but other than that, I'm literally telling you that's what that was. Like I said, maybe my time is off, and maybe, the night was a little later, but other than that, no, I'm literally telling you that's what happened. I didn't.
So when she was done with her bath, she was fine. She got dressed, you put her to bed, gave her a kiss on the cheek goodnight, and you and Richard went to bed. But she got out of the bathtub, you dressed her, she went and laid down on the couch, went to bed.
Yes.
Okay. She didn't drown in the bathtub. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. Not that I know of.
Not that you know of. Well, I mean, you would know. You were there. You know the difference between drowning in a bathtub and not drowning in a bathtub, right?
I mean, I guess so, but I don't think...
If a child drowns in the bathtub, they're dead. They're dead in the bathtub.
Well, I think I would have had more knowledge of why the water was coming out of her like that.
Did you find her dead in the bathtub earlier?
No.
You can tell me. That would explain a lot. That makes more sense now. If you're telling me that she had water coming out of her while you were giving her CPR, that makes sense. This is the time to tell me the truth.
There was water coming out of her. But I wouldn't wait hours to call for help. I'm not making no goals.
Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened to this little girl.
I am.
You can do it. You're strong enough.
You can do it. You're strong enough. Listen to how they're talking to this woman.
I believe in you,
I believe in you.
but you gotta tell me the truth.
This is crazy. Listen to how they're hyping her up.
She deserves that.
I told you she was right.
So somebody
Listen to this shit.
Somebody's not telling me the truth. Babies don't get full of water all on themselves.
I told you
Not
she was
so. Not from that. Well, that was.
I'm witnessing it. I'm so proud of you, Zach.
10 hours later,
Congratulations.
she's not still full of water. It's not. It didn't happen.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she was drinking it. I feel like she was I would not have waited
Here we are.
to say something because I would have felt like there was possibly a chance that somebody could have saved her. Now, if anything, maybe my time frames are wrong, but other than that, I'm literally telling you that's what that was. Like I said, maybe my time is off, and maybe the night was a little later, but other than that, no, I'm literally telling you that's what happened. I didn't.
So when she was done with her bath, she was fine. She got dressed. She went.
I would not have waited that long
Whoops.
to say.
You gotta tell me the truth.
Here it is.
You gotta tell me what happened to her. Tell me not drowning in a bathtub, right?
I mean, I guess so, but I don't think.
If a child drowns in a bathtub, they're dead. They're dead in the bathtub.
Well, I think I would have had more knowledge of why the water was coming out of her like that.
Did you find her dead in the bathtub
I don't.
earlier?
No.
You can tell me. That would explain a lot. That makes more sense now. If you're telling me that she had water coming out of her while you were giving her CPR, that makes sense. This is the time to tell me the truth.
There was water coming out of her.
Listen to how they talk to her.
So I wouldn't wait hours.
I believe in you.
For help.
You can do it. You're strong enough.
Doesn't not make no go.
Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened to this little girl. You can do it. You're strong enough. You are. I believe in you. But you gotta tell me the truth. You gotta tell me what happened to her. She deserves that.
I told you she was laying there. She was laying in the tub first.
Yeah, seriously.
Why? Just saying, would that even be believable if I pumped the water out of her already? You can't see water in her lungs if it's already pumped out of her.
During the autopsy, if she drowned, there will be medical signs that will tell us that she drowned. We'll be able to know that, Mom.
There was water coming out of her.
I believe you.
Can we discuss this tomorrow? Please.
You should tell us now. It's best if you tell me now what happened. I want to know what happened to this little girl.
I'm not trying to go to jail for something I didn't do. That nobody did.
Tell us what happened. Tell us when you found her.
What?
When did she drown?
Here we
I
go.
don't know for sure if she drowned or not. I thought she was just laying there. I don't want to go to jail for something I didn't do.
There was 2 people in an apartment.
Her dad was not there. He didn't do that. Nobody purposely harmed her like that.
Then tell me how it was an accident.
Okay, I really can't.
That little girl deserves the truth.
I do completely understand that, and I'm giving you the truth. I really am. But I just don't.
You were a mother to her. She thought of you as her mama. She called you mama.
I know all that. That's not really going to help. I want to know that I'm not going to go to jail for something that wasn't done purposefully or something that I didn't do. Something that he didn't do. Neither one of us sat there and hurt her like that on purpose or ever tried to.
But Chevion, you won't tell me what happened.
I just want to know I'm not going to go to jail for something that...
Explain what happened to me. Tell me how it was an accident. You're strong enough. You can do this. You love that little girl. I know you do. Tell me the story so it makes sense.
Damn.
Please.
I don't know what happened. Like I said, she got into the scuffle. And I ended up putting her in the tub. I don't know exactly what time. The water was just running. And I wasn't paying attention.
And what time was this?
I don't know what time it was.
Was it? You think it was nighttime?
It was nighttime.
Was Richard there?
No.
How long was she in the bathtub for?
She wasn't in there that long.
Did you start the water for her, or did she start her own water?
I turned the water on.
Okay.
I filled it up and then I walked off.
Did you turn the water
I
off?
didn't turn it off yet.
Did she turn it off?
No.
When you went back into the bathroom, was the water running?
I ended up turning it off.
Okay.
Then I walked off, and I came back, and like I said, she was laying in the tub. I got her out, and I tried my best.
When she was in the tub, was she face down or was she face up?
I don't know, because like I said, she was laying in the tub at first. And she was laying there, like, on her back and stuff, just waiting on the water to fill up. I don't know what happened after that. I just grabbed her out the tub, and that's where I think that mark came from on her stomach, from me trying to get her out the tub. And she was, like, laying over the tub. Because, like I said, that mark and stuff on her stomach was not there. I don't know where that came from. I don't even know if that sounds realistic or not. But that wasn't on her. Nobody, like, even when you're saying, like, the bruises, nobody don't beat on her like that.
Okay. So
You can ask my sister. She was living with us for a couple months. I don't even whoop Janiyah.
So when you pulled her out of the tub, was she breathing?
I thought she was, and it all.
Okay.
Then I walked off, and I came back, and like I said, she was laying in the tub. I got her out, and
Oh, I rewinded a
I
little
tried
bit.
my best.
When she was in the tub, was she face down or was she face up?
I don't know, because like I said,
She
she
don't
was
know.
laying in the tub at first, and she was laying there, like, on her back and stuff, just waiting on the water to fill up. I don't know what happened after that. I just grabbed her out the tub, and that's where I think that mark came from on her stomach, from me trying to get her out the tub. And she was, like, laying over the tub. Because, like I said, that mark and stuff on her stomach was not there. I don't know where that came from. I don't even know if that sounds realistic or not. But that wasn't on her. Nobody, like, even when you're saying, like, the bruises, nobody don't beat on her like that.
Okay. So
You can ask my sister. She was living with us for a couple months. I don't even whoop Janiyah.
So when you pulled her out of the tub, was she breathing?
The
I
scuffle
thought she was.
that little girl got in with,
I thought she
guaranteed,
was.
was her dad
I
beating
really
the
did.
shit out of her.
That's why I just laid
Guaranteed.
her down to go to bed. She,
Or
you know,
her.
she was able to get dressed and stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm like.
She got up and she got dressed.
No, I'm saying like I got her dressed, but
You dressed
Is
her.
Christina
I
here?
always dress her. It's just I don't know. I just thought she was gonna be okay. I thought she was gonna be fine. I didn't know that something was wrong. I would have called sooner. I would not have let her.
Yeah,
sit there
Zach,
like
this
that.
is a real
I feel
interview.
horrible. I have to go talk
This
to her
shit
dad,
just
and I still
happened
haven't
not
seen
long
him.
ago.
He left.
Tub and not drowning in a bathtub.
Oh my god, I rewinded
I
it.
mean, I guess so, but I don't think
If it's without water.
it was wrong. I would have called sooner. I would not have let her sit there.
How come you didn't call for help
I did.
without water?
I don't know.
Did she?
I just wanted her to be okay.
Did you put a blanket over her?
I dried her off. And I put her clothes on her and I laid her down because I thought she was just tired to go to bed.
Did something happen before the bath where you might have been upset with her? Anything like that?
No.
Did you tell Richard about what happened in the bathtub?
I didn't talk to him until I thought she was fine.
How long was she in the bathtub alone?
I always leave her in the tub alone.
How long do you think?
Like 30 minutes. Not even that long. I can't calculate time. I cannot. Time is just not my friend.
So she was on her stomach, but her head was to the side.
Yeah.
Was she floating on top of the water, or was she under
So she
the
was
water?
stomach down now.
And I don't know. I just
Would you be able to show us
show you what.
how she was in the water?
Oh yeah, she's
Did
not
you
in here,
try
so.
to do CPR when you got her out of the tub? You did. Okay. Did water come out when you did CPR?
Do it to me, Zach. Give me points.
And then I called her there. I didn't knock on my room.
I meant after you pulled it. So was the bath this morning, not last night? Because you said she took a bath last night and she was floating in the water last night. So when you pulled her out of the tub last night, before you dressed her, put her on the couch, did you do CPR then? Did you try and revive her?
No,
No.
I didn't.
You just got her dressed and put her on the couch?
I couldn't say anything. I really thought she was fine. She's kind of dramatic sometimes. So I thought she was just playing along or something. I didn't know. That's why I tell her all the time, stop being so dramatic, because when somebody really needs to know what's going on, they're not going to know.
There was no way for her to tell you what was going on, but because she had already passed away. She couldn't tell you.
No, maybe not. Maybe she didn't. Like I said, my time is off. My time is off for when the timing was. I don't know what time it was. All I know was it was just dark outside.
Were you concerned that when you had to pull her from the tub? I mean, she must have been just limp. She must have been just lifeless.
Like I said, my time is on. I wouldn't leave her that long.
How come you didn't call for help?
I did.
Last night, after the tub, you did it.
She got a
I know
bath
you did this morning. How come you waited so long?
She got a bath this morning.
She got a bath this morning. After he had already left? Okay.
So what can I tell him?
Okay. That makes sense. That's better.
No.
What happened during the bath?
She's starting to be more
Like I
honest.
said, she was just laying down, chilling. And then all of
Hey,
a sudden,
Zane,
I
how
come
are
back,
you?
and it's just like everything is just wrong. So when I got her out, I laid her down
Oh,
for a
me
second,
fat
'cause
man, me
I don't
too.
know, I just thought she was kidding. I really thought she was
How do you
kidding.
think a kid is
I really
kidding when
did,
they're
'cause
dead?
She's just that type of kid. Like,
They're
she
not
played,
breathing. They're
you
not
know, she do
moving.
goofy
They're
stuff like
dead
that.
weight.
So
How do
I
you
was
think
just- I
they're
really thought she was
kidding?
kidding with me
How do
for a
you
second.
think they're
And
fucking
that's where I
kidding?
messed up at, thinking that it was a
You
joke.
know, you can
Thinking
tell
that
when
she was
somebody's
just
fucking
playing.
dead. I hate to be
I
that
didn't want
person
that
to
to
say it
happen.
like that, but
I
you
didn't
can
mean for that
fucking
to
tell. I
happen.
don't
I
like
want her
this.
to help.
So now that the day's a little more
All
clear,
she's worried about is
the
going to
timeline is
jail.
better, 'cause you know the bath was this morning, not last night, because he told us she didn't get a bath last night, so we already knew that. Well, what time did you put her in the tub this morning? Was it after he left?
This was a little bit after he left.
Okay.
I'm good saying it's almost 5 for you. It's
Getting
yeah,
out
it's
the door. She was already up, so I
5:51
was
for
like, let me
me.
go and get ready because we were supposed to be packing the move today. And I just
Okay,
wanted to get certain things
thanks
out
for
the
being
way.
here though, Zach.
Like that, she'll be dressed and ready for today, and it just went sour.
Yeah, seriously,
When you say
Zane.
what's
And
sour,
she's
what
showing
do you
no
mean?
emotion while talking about this
She's
until
not
she's
here
talking
anymore.
about going
That's
to
what I mean.
jail.
She's not here anymore. She's not. That's my fault. So what's going to happen to me now?
I don't know. We got to talk about it more.
But you know what? It's a lot more helpful now that we know the truth.
Because it makes sense.
It does. We were thinking a lot worse stuff. I mean, we weren't thinking you were a monster. We were thinking you had an accident or something happened.
It was an accident.
Absolutely. Sounds like it to me.
Did you put her in the bathtub this morning and run the water for her?
But she was already laying down when I was running the water. Like, you know, before you even get the water in there, she was already laying down. Like,
Laying on her stomach, on her back?
no, she was laying on her back, just chilling,
Okay.
waiting on the tub to fill up. That's what I said.
But she was awake.
She was wide awake. Then just out of nowhere, she's on her stomach and her head's on her side. And I'm like, what the fuck?
So that's when you took her out of the tub.
Yeah.
Was she breathing?
I didn't know. I thought she was still playing. I thought she was still playing and she was tricking me. I really did.
Okay.
I thought she was tricking me this whole time. I thought she was breathing. I did. I really did.
So did you take her out of the tub? Did you drain the water?
Yes.
And then once you took her out of the tub, what did you do?
I got her. I thought she was just playing. I got her dressed and I laid her back down because I thought she was just tired. That might sound crazy, but I haven't ever lived through nothing like that before. And with the type of kid we have, I'm just thinking it's all fun and games. So I'm like, okay, Janai, it's not funny no more. You need to go and get up. And she's still not saying nothing to me. So I'm like going in her
'Cause
mouth
she's
trying to see if she
dead.
need oxygen or something. Like I was just playing at that point. I wasn't even taking it seriously. So I'm just like, okay, if you don't need me doing this, then let me know. And she's still not saying nothing. So I'm just like, what the heck is going on? And that's when I was like, okay, no. I had to call her dad. Like, Janai's not breathing. And then that's when he was like, okay, hurry up and call the hospital.
So when you had taken her out of the tub and you thought she was playing, because she was unresponsive.
Yeah.
She was limp, I'm guessing. And then did you start to give her breaths, you're saying? Yes? Okay, because you're nodding yes. And then you thought she was playing.
Yes, I still thought she was playing.
How much time went by until you called Richard from the time you said, because you said you were breathing in her
Honestly,
mouth.
After I thought she was playing, because I couldn't breathe. When I was trying to blow the air in her mouth, I couldn't really blow it in. It was almost like she was closing her mouth. So it was almost like I couldn't even blow the air in her mouth. So I'm just like, okay, you playing. I'm just.
That's because of rigor mortis set in.
She had that look on her face.
Her rigor mortis set in. Her body was stiff. Your body, with rigor mortis, your body goes stiff and then it goes limp, like more limp and free. That's why, you know, like, they have to glue your eyes shut because your body can't move. So her body was already going stiff and she couldn't even blow in it.
Something's wrong. I waited too long.
How much time do you think went by?
I don't know.
And that's when you called Richard? And then he told you to call for help?
I didn't even stay on the phone with him for a minute.
Okay. And then you called us?
Yes.
Okay. And then, did you do CPR again with the umbrella?
Yes.
Okay.
should have just said that from the beginning.
Is there anything else we need to know about? Did she slip? Did she hit her head?
That's what I was thinking. Like, I've been trying to figure that out this whole time. Could she have possibly slipped and hit her head in the tub? Like, how could I miss that?
You said she was laying down when you put her in.
Exactly. So that idea went out the window. What happened?
Operators, this is Detective Conover. Same person as present. We're going to stop for now. Time is 14:07.
As you can see, within the short space of time between Chevion's first and second interviews, the timeline she initially gave police has been completely disrupted. And I think the important question there is why. We could spend a lot of time playing spot the difference and create a whole new timeline based on her second interview. But I think the main point of contrast is the fact that Chevion now is claiming Jania's bath happened on the early morning of September 11th, not the night before, sometime just before 911 was called. And this certainly changes the dynamic. She further claims that Jania wasn't responsive and acting normal after the bath, stating that she thought Jania was just playing around or being dramatic. Jania's body was in fact loose or limp when she was carried out of the tub. She was also laid over the tub, something Chevion didn't mention in her first interview. In fact, Chevion's first interview paints the picture that Jania was responsive, active, and totally coherent, at least in the bath and shortly after getting out of it. But the child's condition must have been bad enough to cause some concern because Chevion proceeded to blow breaths into Jania's mouth before she called 911. Yet after this and dressing her, Chevion left Jania on the couch and went back to bed. When she finally checks on the child again, 911 is called. This is where Chevion adds that water was coming out of Jania's mouth as she performed CPR on the girl, while under the instruction of the emergency dispatcher. Now tell me, at what point in this new timeline would you have called for help? And if someone going through this experience didn't call for help, what might be their reasons? There's so much conflicting information in Chevion's first two interviews.
Hang on, guys.
There's so much obvious deception.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I had to fix that. Yeah, it's fucked up. Here we go. Back to listening.
But that big question still
It's
lies
Law
in
and
that
Order.
one
It's Law and
single
Crime
word.
Network,
Why?
J-Man.
Why lie? Well, there's still
Five.
so
It's
much more to
the
talk
title
about.
is 5-year-old dies after bath
A
time with her
short
dad's
while after
girlfriend.
Chevion's second interview concludes, police decide to take Chevion back to the apartment and have her do a video reenactment of what happened earlier that morning
video
prior to the
reenactment.
911 call. They, much like you and I, are having trouble following her summary of events.
Yeah.
This is Detective Conover, P number 8388. This will be one video reenactment. Today's date, or the event number, I'm sorry, is 1909-000-50332. Today's date is September 11th, 2019. The time is 17:26 hours. Also present is Detective Hernandez, P number 7567. And also we have Chevion Miller, and that's Shevhuan. Miller is common spelling. And Chevion's date of birth is 7/4 of 96. The location where we are is 4855 Boulder Highway, Building N like Nora, apartment 1161, Las Vegas, Nevada 89121. We are here related to a child death. And Chevion, if you could, now you know this is all voluntary. You don't have to participate. Do you agree to go ahead and move forward with us to help us understand what happened today? Yes? Can you verbally say, okay, there we go.
Oh,
Okay, so
it's
we're
an
gonna
actual
hand
video
you the doll.
interactive
What
if you guys want to watch
I'd
it.
like you to take the doll into the bathroom and show me when you gave Janila the bath this morning. Can you show me how she was in the tub when you started the tub water? So she was.
She started off.
So she was laying on her back
Yes.
with her head towards the top of the tub, I'll call it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then did you turn the water on for her?
Yeah, I already had this in the tub.
Okay, so you put the plug in.
Inside. About here. Not too
Okay.
hot, not too cold. The water was running. I left the room, started smoking a cigarette, came back, and she was like this.
Okay, so she was face down in the tub at this time, with her head turned to her right side.
Yes.
Okay. How full was the bathtub?
Well, you see this?
That ring right there?
Yeah.
So it was a full tub.
Yeah.
Was the water still running?
I think I might have turned it off already. I don't recall that part.
Okay. Do you remember if you turned it off when you came in and saw her like that, or you turned it off prior to it being like
I
that?
don't remember that part exactly. I don't
Okay.
remember if I already had it off, and I don't power in and I break and play it out.
Okay. And then when you saw her like that, what did you do?
I immediately brought her up.
Okay.
I was like, I sent her right here.
You sent her on. Did you have to hold her?
No. That's why I thought she was just fine. So when I got her out and she was just, kind of looser than normal, I'm just like, still not really thinking nothing of it because, like I said, I didn't have the boiler up here. So I'm thinking, she's just kidding or something maybe. And,
Would you describe her as being limp?
like I said, she was looser than normal, yes. But like I said, since I didn't have to hold her up here, I didn't really think too much of it.
Okay, I'm done holding this for you guys. You can just listen.
Much of it at all until
You watched the reenactment.
She was just not responding.
Did you say anything to her when she was in
Crazy.
the tub, or when you got her out? Did you talk to her?
I think that's what I was telling you. I was like, Janai, quit playing. And then
Did she respond?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say yeah, and I'm not gonna say no, because it's like I kind of feel like I'm just throwing that at her too. Like I don't.
For her eyes open or closed?
Her eyes were open.
Now, when we talked to you at the hospital, you said that you gave her some breaths. You actually breathed into her mouth.
Yeah, and I thought she was just playing. That's when I had actually got her dressed and stuff. He put her on the couch, and I thought she was just playing. So I had her on the couch, and I'm like,
Where was that at? Can you show us how that went down?
so she's already dressed and stuff like that, and she's here on the couch.
Wait, you got away? She was laying that way?
Yeah.
Not this way?
No, she
Okay.
don't live.
Hold on, you got her out and got her dressed.
Yeah.
Can you go through the process? Okay, so you got her out of the tub.
Got her up the tub. I normally carry her out. Okay, laid her right here. put her clothes on her.
Okay.
So at this point, like I said, I'm still thinking she's just joking around and stuff. So I'm like, okay, you need to stop playing. So I put her up here. Then I walk off. Because like I said, I'm thinking like, you know, maybe I think too much of it. Come back. And I'm like, you know, and I come back, check on her. I don't recall exactly at the point of when, you know, I kind of still jokingly was, you know, over her like, oh, you want me to brush some bites on you? And I'm like doing that. And I felt like she was blocking me from doing it because maybe it was like the position that she was in or something, but I felt like she was blocking me, so I'm like, oh, you don't need no breaths, like, you're playing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking she's still playing, but when I realized she still had that same look on her face, I'm just like, okay, something's wrong.
How many breaths do you think you gave her?
At that point in time, like I said, I wasn't really being too serious, so it was probably like 2 or 3, you know?
Okay.
Nothing severe as it should have been.
Did she react? Did she say anything to you?
No. She just, it kind of seemed like she was just spitting out something, like, you know, like she was just, like,
What did you dress her in?
the clothes that she had on, the leggings with the, I don't remember exactly what was on the show, but I remember it was a t-shirt.
A t-shirt with pajama bottoms?
It weren't pajama bottoms, but they were legging pants.
Okay.
Yeah.
And underpants?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I keep forgetting because that's automatic.
Okay.
But, yeah, at that point when I had her up here, and I realized she wasn't responding, then I called the ambulance, and they told me to move her to the floor and then that's where they told me to properly position her and then perform CPR as I gave her the breaths, you know, and then they kind of with me through the process.
Did any fluid come out of her mouth when you were giving her CPR?
She said water did.
That's what I was telling you before, but that was 2 different instances. Actually, that's the one this in detail because like I said, I was out here kind of playing about the post. And then, like I said, actually before, you know, when I'm, like, you know, on the phone with you guys, like, when I'm trying to call her dad, like, okay, something's wrong. That point, that's when I tried CPR myself, and that's when the fluids was coming out her mouth.
So you did chest compressions?
Yes,
Okay.
that was before I was instructed to.
So not just the breaths you gave her,
Yes.
but also the chest compressions?
Yes, I did. But, like I said, once I realized, you know, it was serious, I actually, you know, cuffed her nose, blew in her mouth. I mean, I probably wasn't doing it right, but liquid was coming out. So at that point, I'm really concerned. And when I walked off and came back, she was like spitting out or something. I'm not really sure what was going on, if it was her or if it was just the reaction, but it was.
What's crazy
was, like,
is they said she died from liver damage.
She was on the couch, yeah, and when I walked off and I came back, her head was actually like this, like to the side. But she was like straight
Can't
up
be
down
plugging
there.
merch link when doing a
And
video
when I
like
walked out and
this.
came back, she was like to the
Yeah,
side,
I
so it was like
can. I'm
fully
sitting here just
out the
calling
side,
and talking to
and
my
I'm like, okay,
people, and I
no,
don't
that's
think
not
there's really
CPR.
anything
They told
wrong
me
with that,
to get
dude.
her on the floor and to do it that way.
How was
That
her body
ass.
to the touch?
I think
Her
I'm
body
just
was
fine.
warm.
Thank
Her
you,
hands were
though.
cold.
And was the
Her hands are normally cold.
tub water warm?
Yes, the tub water was warm. Her hands and feet are normally cold when she get out of stuff. So at first, that's what I'm saying. A lot of signs of it really made me feel like it was just her playing alone, just her normally. Because if she get off the tub, she's wet. Her hands and feet are cold. She don't have socks on. Her hands and feet get cold. So like I said, her body was warm to the touch, but her hands were cold. And
She breathing when she got out of the tub?
that I didn't really check for because I was not really sure at the moment that anything was wrong.
How was her head? Did her head bobble like she was asleep? Or
When I picked her up at the time, that's what I'm saying. I really didn't pay attention. Like I said, normally I get her out, you know, come in here, get dressed, whatever kids may be, and then I placed her on the floor. So I didn't really.
you had to dress her, right? She didn't dress herself.
Yeah, no, she didn't dress herself. I normally help her to dress her, but that time it was me dressing her.
Because she couldn't dress herself at that time, could
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay. Because she's unconscious.
I'm assuming so. And then what else were you asking?
So we have the positioning, we know it closed, we know that you called 911.
You said you walked off. What do you mean you walked off? You said you did some breaths, and you walked off. Did you walk to the bathroom, or you walked to the
No, I walked in the room.
Okay.
You talking about when I was like, well, I thought she was just
Yeah.
moving? No, I had walked in the room real quick because I
Okay,
had a cigarette.
just over there.
Yeah, just
Gotcha.
right here.
Okay.
And I was, I puffed it and I came right
You
back.
didn't step outside, or
No,
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure, she was still okay because she just looked offish. Like, she seemed like she was playing because she looked like she was just staring at me. But in a sense, she just seemed off.
Okay. Now we know that you called for help. a little after 8 o'clock in the morning.
No, it was 7.
Okay.
Agreed.
Who'd you call first?
I called her bed, and then I called you.
I love that you posted it again, Sean
Because they
B.
record all
Thanks.
the calls, and I have a log of the call.
If you have the phone, you can go through the call list, and it'll show the 911 time.
Okay. And then we showed up at the hospital.
But once I realized, okay, this is, I was upset that I even waited that long. And as you can see, that probably simply caused the situation to progress the way it did. Because she could have probably been saved if I would have noticed that from the beginning, something was wrong. But I'm really thinking she was just playing.
Okay. So come in here and I want to show you something. So I remember I told you that a lot of our investigation is scientific. A lot of the things that we do.
Yeah.
Now, when we saw Janila a couple hours later, after y'all had gone to the hospital, you know, we noticed a lot of bruising on her face, on her abdomen, on her arms, on her legs. She was bruised and cut up. Not a lot of cuts, but a lot of bruises. Did you notice any of that? Now, because you had put her in the bathtub, and you had taken her out of the bathtub, and you had dressed her. The bruises were very obvious to us. Did you notice that extensive bruising
No.
when she was in the tub?
As you can see, the light in the ear is nowhere near as bright as it is anywhere else. But nonetheless, in light you can see. I told you, like, the face and stuff, yes, I did see that. But as far, and then, like I said, the one on the, I don't even know where that came from. I literally just saw that. But the arms and stuff like that, and I don't know about anything else other than the face and then that mark right there.
But she wasn't bleeding when she came in here. She didn't have any cuts.
So you remember I did tell you that she, her mouth was red, like she was bleeding, and then she was like spitting out blood from the other day when, you know, because I give her a bath all the time.
Was she spitting out the blood from the prior day?
Huh?
Or was that this morning?
No, that was the part.
From yes, okay. So one of the things we do is, like I said, it's scientific, and we test for blood.
Yeah, I know.
And what I can tell you, come on over here, you see the blue here by the tub edge? And you see the blue inside the tub?
Mm-hmm.
That's blood residue. That's blood.
Oh, that's
So what that tells us is that she was in the bathtub, and then on the bed here, and on the tub here, where you said that you leaned her over, there's blood on the floor,
no.
and there's blood in it. Well, it's science.
It will be good right here too if they drill to. That's what I would say first off. They did not, none of that. And you can come and retest all this if you need to. But it will be dripping off the tub if she would have been hanging over the lid. That did not happen that way.
Well, if she was over far enough, it would have either got on the
just
towel
it
that was lying on the floor.
It was.
Oh, there was blood on the towel?
It was mixed in with water, and I cleaned up the mess from, you know, and it was just sitting there.
So how does the blood get in the tub?
Because the tub probably wasn't properly cleaned out.
From?
The last time she had the bathroom when the incident first happened, from when she came in and all, you know.
So you're saying that this blood that is in the tub here was from a day before?
Yes, because I ran this water more than one time. So it's like the fact that that's still in there, that's really surprising. That means I don't do a good job there. I didn't clean it out, to be honest.
Okay.
But you can see it's a ring around the tub.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's pretty dirty. I'm not
So you're saying that blood is from the altercation from the day before?
Yes, because I'm telling you, if she was over here dripping blood, first of all, she wouldn't have been sitting here like that, and this would be completely blood.
Because that looks like a lot of blood to me.
It do, but it wasn't. It was mixed with water. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
Yeah, that wasn't. That looks like a lot of blood to me as well, and that's a lot of bleeding. All of that. That's a lot.
And have you cut yourself in the tub? Any bleeding from you in the tub?
I bled. I cut my hands.
Okay.
Yeah, I bled plenty of times. Like, you know.
So when you bathed Janila yesterday after the altercation, I'm sorry. She had blood in her mouth. Okay, and she washed out in the tub or in the sink?
No, she washed out in the tub. I had immediate flare.
Okay, because we have blood on the sink as well.
Well, you know, I told you I cleaned her off with some tissue as well. So I don't know exactly.
Is this the tissue here that you cleaned her with?
Probably not, because it would be red. You know. But yeah, I don't know where this. I don't. Did you guys already get it up?
Yeah, we already did it.
Yeah.
So, and this is for the ID guys are gonna process it. So and we took your swab, right? They took your swab already. So we're gonna know your DNA, your blood, their blood, your boyfriend's blood. Is that pretty much gonna be her blood, or is that some of your blood, or?
It could be a mixture of any.
Okay.
But that towel has been sitting there, so it's like that could have been old already. You know what I'm saying?
Like old blood?
That's what I said. That tub wasn't cleaned out right.
Okay.
Because the fact that it looks like that, it didn't look like that when I put her in it.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like I would have seen the bloody tub with her in it. It didn't look like that, and I think it would have been probably, I don't know.
Okay.
That's really. I mean, you guys are doing what you have to do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're gonna analyze all that stuff, and
Yeah, of course.
that science stuff. Again, we got the doctor.
I loved it, Sean.
We'll talk to you guys afterwards.
All right, this concludes the interview. Same person present. The time is 17:41.
Chevion Miller is allowed to leave that day, and she returns to the apartment with Richard. No arrests were made on the day Janiyah died, but the following day, September 12th, she'll do one final interview on video in formal interrogation style. We'll come back to that in a moment, but Janiyah's father, Richard Davis, was also interviewed about Janiyah's death. There's no available audio or video from his interview, but I have the transcripts, which Las Vegas Metro Police charged me $600 for, and some of the information divulged in them is hair-raising, especially when combined with some of the other information I've gathered. If you recall, some of the observed damage to Janiyah's body was found on her bottom, specifically in the form of bruises, and these contusions were fresh. Because Chevion mentioned that Richard hits Janiyah with a belt sometimes as a form of discipline, when the detective spoke to him, they decided to go further into detail with Richard about his parenting methods, and this is where some seriously alarming information was leaked. When questioned, Richard claims the last time he used a belt on his daughter was roughly Sunday, the 8th of September. He stated that the reason was because Janiyah had a tendency to remove the diaper or clothing off the two little kids that he and Chevion babysit and do something he described as really strange or really bad. The transcripts are censored, so the exact details are unknown. But these two little girls were not the same two little girls that he was watching for his ex-coworker, Liz. In fact, these children were the ones that Chevion described in her interviews as her nieces. Richard referred to them in the same manner before clarifying that they weren't actually related to him or Chevion, but rather belonged to a long-term friend of Chevion's who lived with them for a little while, up until that week. This is the woman Chevion referred to as her sister, and her name is Dejanay Williams, or Dejanay Johnson as she's later named in court documents. According to Richard, it was Dejanay that caught Janiyah doing the really bad aforementioned stuff to her children, and she informed him about it. He claims he had to discipline Janiyah for that because it wasn't stuff she should be doing. One detective asks him, so she took off a baby's diaper and was blank? Again, I can only speculate about the censored information based on further context. Regardless, Richard answered yes, and then was asked, does she blank her own blank? To which Richard claims he doesn't know, and states that he's very hands-off when it comes to girls. He doesn't even like it if he has to go to the bathroom with Janiyah, and prefers that Chevion handle all that. It's weird, and it makes him uncomfortable. At one point,
As a
Richard
dad, I'm
asks,
sorry, that's what makes it weird.
She blank? Again,
If you're
censored
uncomfortable
information, so
changing your
we'll have to
daughter
guess
or
what's being
bathing your
said
daughter,
based on
you're
further
fucking
context.
weird.
Richard
I'm
answers
sorry.
saying
I
that
hate
couldn't
to
be
be that
possible
person that
at
says
Janiyah's
that.
age. He's also
But you're
asked
fucking
if Janiyah
weird.
ever mentioned
If
being
you have the
sexually
thought that
assaulted
it's
to
weird
him.
to
He said
bathe
no,
your
but
own
she always seemed like she
child,
wanted to tell him something.
it's
Janiyah
fucking
also had
weird.
trouble
If you're worried
sleeping at
about what
night and
people
would
would say
frequently
about
wake
you,
up in what
sorry,
Richard
you're
described as a
fucking
real
weird.
deep
You're a
sweat,
parent.
not like
That's
a
what's
normal
expected
sweat.
of you.
He did mention, however, that he knew she
You know,
went
if you're a
through
man, don't
stuff
fucking
with
get
her
a
biological
bath with
mother
your
when she
daughter.
was
That's
younger, but
fucking
that
strange.
stuff
I'm a
was
mom.
never
I don't get a bath
elaborated
with
on.
my son.
As far
I
as
just
I know,
don't think
and
it's
from what I can
appropriate.
gather,
I
there
mean,
aren't
he
any
is
allegations
almost
of
7
sexual
years old. It is
misconduct at the
in
hands of
November,
Janiyah's
you
birth
know.
mom. Regardless,
But as
Janiyah
a
was
parent,
beaten by Richard with a belt
you
for
should
what she
not
did to
feel
Dejanay's
like it's
youngest
weird
child. By his
that you
own
have to be
admission, she was
hands
struck
off
20
with your
times
kid.
on her bare
That
bottom.
is a
When
weird
asked if he was
mentality.
upset, Richard said extremely, because what Janiyah had done, in his words, was very, very bad.
It's fucking
He even
weird.
recalled seeing visible damage begin to form on her bottom while in the process of beating her. So much so that it caused him to stop and realize it was a little too much, before making her go and stand in the corner for 30 minutes. He was also asked if he may have missed her buttocks with the belt and hit her legs, and he said possibly. Now, cops described bruising to one of her legs as so severe that it went down to the bone. It literally affected all of her leg tissue. If the bruising on her leg was caused by this spanking before she was made stand in a corner for 30 minutes, I can only imagine how much pain and fear this little girl was going through. And Richard claims he didn't use a belt on her often, but the belt that he used had no clasp or buckle. This was clearly a belt that was kept for one purpose, and that purpose was attacking someone. It was used to harm someone who seemed to be already dealing with the most horrible trauma imaginable. Trauma a 5-year-old girl should never have to face. If you ask me, this child needed help long before she was murdered, and in my opinion, she was crying out for that help. Cries that it seems to me were met with a belt. So regardless of who you think killed Janiyah by the end of this, I want you to remember what her father definitely did. Remember what he did instead of actually going and getting her help. He should have got her professional help, but instead, he tried to beat it out of her. That's a fact. How else can you describe the details that you just heard? But it might be important at this point to clarify just how Janiyah ended up in the custody of Richard Davis. About a year prior to Janiyah's death, Janiyah's mother called social services on herself in Arapahoe County, Colorado, and basically admitted to being unfit to or unwilling to raise Janiyah. The child ended up in foster care at this time for a short while before Richard was contacted and informed. My understanding is that Richard flew out to Arapahoe County and visited Janiyah there while in the custody of the system. But this is where things get dark. According to sources close to the family, Janiyah claimed that her father had been touching her inappropriately during this visit. She told this to multiple people in Colorado, but nothing was done about the allegations.
Yeah, there
Social
was a
services
video
were
where she
apparently
says
set
it
to step
too.
in again, but instead, Richard offered to take Janiyah back to Las Vegas and assume full custody of her. Janiyah's mother
Yeah, so he
agreed to
could
the
touch his
decision,
daughter.
and that's how the child ended up with her father. And if you think about it, this actually lines up with what Janiyah said while sitting on her grandmother's lap in the clip I showed earlier. At the time, Tirza was under the impression that Janiyah was saying, if my daddy's mean to me or if he touches me. But based on what we know now about the allegations in Colorado, I believe she was trying to say something else. Let's watch that clip again with this new context.
You gonna have fun with your daddy?
Yeah.
That's good. You can call Grammy anytime, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna give your daddy my phone number. Because I love you.
I'm gonna talk to my mommy, and then I'm talking to my mommy when he's being mean to me.
See?
Okay. That ought to be interesting.
That's why mommy tell me I can don't my dad touch me, and then he's still touching me.
See?
Hopefully you
My mom says not to let my dad touch me,
Okay.
and then he still keeps touching me.
Okay.
You tell me in the comments what you think Janiyah meant.
As a
in that
parent,
clip.
if I
You should
heard
also
my
remember
kid
that a
say
sperm
something
sample
like
was
that,
found on Janiyah's body.
like the
A sperm
grandma just
fraction was
laughed
found
and said,
inside
well,
her
hopefully
body,
that won't
and there were
happen, or well, that
microtears
won't
to a
happen this
private
visit,
area.
or
At
whatever.
this point in the investigation,
She's
those
literally
samples are still
telling
being tested.
you
We'll be coming back to all
that
this.
her dad is
This
fucking
far from
touching
over,
her
and there's
inappropriately.
more that
How
we'll
the
tie in
fuck?
later.
Okay, yeah, I can't.
The day after Janiyah's death, Chevion is picked up by police, taken to the station, arrested for the murder of Janiyah, and formally interrogated on video. The first thing to note before this plays is that when Chevion is picked up, she has visible signs of injury on her body that were not there the day before. Not only were there marks on her wrists indicating potential self-harm, but she had what looked like 2 ligature marks around her neck as if something had been wrapped around it twice. Now remember, Chevion went home to Richard that previous night, yet it doesn't appear as though a call to emergency services on Chevion's behalf ever occurred. So put yourself in Richard Davis's shoes. Your 5-year-old daughter's suspicious death occurred mere hours ago. The only person with her at the time of her death was your girlfriend, and her story has changed over and over. Then later that night, while at home with you, your girlfriend attempts to harm herself. What is the first thing you would do? Would you call someone immediately? Or would you do nothing other than simply wait for the authorities to pick up your girlfriend the following day? I can hazard a guess as to what most completely innocent people would do. Regardless, this is Chevion's final statement.
Oh my god, the purple just stopped working on me. How the fuck does it just stop working? Go to the purple that's dark.
Now, you remember yesterday I told you this was going to be kind of a scientific investigation. You know, we're detectives, and we've done this for a long time. And we know things when we see things. We're smart guys. We are. And I told you that the doctor is going to tell us what happened to this little girl. He's going to tell us what happened to this little girl. And Detective Fernandez was at the autopsy today. And I'm going to tell you right now, the injuries to that little girl are so severe, you got to explain it to me.
Can you explain to me what her injuries were, please? Because I really don't know much.
I can't explain the injuries. She has bruising, both eyes, to the sides of both face. Her mouth is cut open. She has bruising on the tops of her arms, on the back of her arms, both arms. She has bruising on the tops of her legs, on the bottom of her legs. She has bruising to her abdomen. She has bruises that are so deep that it goes to the bone.
What?
When you and I walk into a door and we get a little bruise up here, we get a little bit of a burst blood vessel up here, and that's what causes a bruise. Her bruising is so deep that the blood goes all the way to her bone.
Wow.
That baby was beat to death. No doubt about it. 100%. It's not a question.
She was
We know that's what happened.
She was alive when she went into the
Yeah, I believe you. I want her to probably was alive. But she didn't get to that bathtub on her own, and she didn't make it out of that bathtub. Oh, she walked to the tub?
Yes,
Okay.
she walked to the tub.
What happened on the way to the tub?
Nothing.
Some
She was in the tub the whole time.
minutes. The injury she sustained to her abdomen, minutes.
Minutes? What do you mean minutes?
She had minutes to live.
What do you mean?
I don't know how else to explain it. She had an injury that would have killed her within minutes.
I'm confused right now.
There's nothing to confuse. She has an injury that was sustained that would have killed her within minutes.
No.
She didn't live longer than
She
a
was in
few
the
minutes.
tub. No.
I'm telling you right now, this is what it shows
She
you.
was up in the tub.
Yeah.
As I said, she got in the tub. She was laying down.
So
And when
what
I
happened
seen
in the
her
tub?
laying down, I was just like,
Then what happened in the tub?
What can possibly? I don't know. I walked off and came back and seen her like that. And like I said, the only thing that I knew of that I did was lay her over the tub. That's the most that had happened. What?
Shivian, look at me. Look at me for a second. Hey,
Is this a joke? Are you serious right now?
That is not a joke. That is worse than a gunshot wound.
What is that?
Can you tell? It's a liver. That is not a joke. Minutes. Shivy, I'm not lying to you. We are not lying. You gotta tell me what happened.
I'm not making this up.
I know you're not making it up, but you're not telling us what happened.
I'm literally telling you what I know.
You were the only one in the apartment with her. I'll be back.
I'm really confused right now. I don't even understand that. Like I said, even when I see the bruise on her, I don't even know where that came from. Or I would have told you, oh yeah, that's where. No, I don't know where that came from.
I do.
What?
I do.
Where did it come from?
It came from you.
No, it didn't.
It did.
It did not. I'm telling you it didn't.
You don't. It's okay.
No, it's not. I'm not gonna. No, this is not okay.
You did it. And we know.
No, I didn't.
And we know.
What did I do?
But you have to explain to me why.
What did I do? If you know that I did that.
What did she do that was so bad?
What did I do if you know I did that to her? How did I possibly do that?
You beat her to death.
No,
You did.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I did not.
Those injuries that we saw, that type of injury
No.
comes from car crashes, from airplane crashes, and from people that fall from extreme heights off of the top of buildings.
No.
This isn't an accident. This
No,
was
she was
intentional.
alive when she got in the tub. This was not intentional. She was very well and alive.
Shivian,
I don't know what could have possibly happened. I did not beat her to death. I did not. I really didn't.
well, there's only two people in that apartment,
I didn't. I don't know how that possibly happened.
and Richard's one. That's it. And by the look of your neck And by the look of your wrists, that's somebody who feels guilty.
That I didn't try to do it.
Why would you try and hurt yourself?
I didn't do enough. I thought she was playing.
I think you did enough.
I didn't help her when she should have been helped.
That's right, because it's your job to protect her.
Exactly.
And I don't know if you lost your cool, if she did something to
What?
upset you.
Oh my gosh.
But this is the time to explain it. Because all...
I cannot explain it.
Because the medical evidence is what it is.
Can I see the rest of the medical evidence, please?
Oh, there'll be plenty of time for that.
No, it's not really time for that. No, I need to know. I need to know what else you guys, because this is really mind-blowing to me right now.
Her internal injuries were so beat up that she bled to death.
No.
Yes.
She at no point in time had blood coming out of her.
Inside her belly. Inside her belly.
No.
They took so much blood out of her belly. I have never seen that much blood.
This has to be a joke.
It's not. I trust you. Listen, this is far from a joke. But once you tell me the truth, you'll feel better. I promise you'll feel better.
I cannot feel better about something I didn't do.
You did it.
No, I didn't.
Stop.
I'm telling you, I did not.
The time for this.
No.
It is.
No.
You told me that Richard was gone. You told me he was gone, that he checked out. He was at the clinic. We know that the injury to her liver was so severe that she died within minutes of the injury. He was in her apartment.
She was alive. She was alive. There's no reason she could have possibly died from an injury like that when she was alive. The whole time in the tunnel until I walked off. I walked off from her. That was it. Yes.
The time for sticking to this story is over. You can't fight evidence. We have medical evidence that shows how she died. This isn't a game. This isn't a joke.
This woman is crazy. Saying on the top of your head is ridiculous. Thanks.
I agree. She did.
It's crazy, isn't
That's
it?
not what killed her. Blood. She bled to death.
No, she didn't. I'm telling you, no. Janiyah was alive in that tub.
Tell me what happened.
No.
Please.
I didn't do anything.
Please explain to me why this beautiful little girl that just turned 5, she should be running around with pigtails in her hair. She should be swimming and playing with her friends. But
We
unfortunately,
were just doing all that stuff.
she can't do that anymore.
We were just doing all of that stuff with her. This doesn't add up.
She should be doing that.
I really don't know where that. No, I don't know where that came from. I do not know.
This is the time to tell me.
I'm telling you, I don't know.
You have to tell me the truth.
I'm telling you.
Please don't let this little girl's death go unjustified.
I'm telling
Please
you.
don't do that to her.
I'm telling
She
you.
doesn't deserve it. She's an innocent,
There is
beautiful
no
little
way.
girl.
I'm telling you, there is no way
Help me.
that she could have possibly. I told you, the most that I know of that hurt her, she got into a scuffle. I didn't even realize she had that bruise on her stomach until that day.
Listen to me. Listen. Look at me. Look at me. Hey. Chevion. Look at me. The injury to her liver. She bled to death in a matter of minutes. It didn't happen at a scuffle out in the yard. It didn't happen from bonking her head on another kid's head.
There is no reason she could have possibly gotten an injury like that.
I know. There's only
nothing.
one way it happened.
There is no way. I'm telling you, there is no way she could have possibly gotten an injury like that. She was very well and alive and sitting up when I left the bathroom.
I see those injuries all the time.
I know.
No, I do.
No.
I see children with lacerated livers
No.
all the time.
No.
I see children with lacerated small intestines. I see children with lacerated large intestines. I see children with lacerated hearts, with broken ribs, with their heads smashed.
No.
I see all that.
That wasn't her.
And it only happens from one thing,
That was not her.
because someone close to them,
That
someone
wasn't
who
her.
loves them.
No, I'm telling you.
And I believe
That didn't happen like that. But it did not.
I I do believe that you loved her, but I believe something happened that upset you.
No.
And I wanted.
No.
And if it was an accident, you need to tell me that it was an accident.
No, it wasn't an accident. I don't know how that happened.
I do. She was beat to death.
You can't say it was by me.
You were the only one there.
I don't care who was there. It wasn't me.
Are you going to tell me that some ghost came in and did this? When there are only two people in a room and one person ends up dead, that's it. You already told me this. What do I say?
I'm really trying to figure out like what is really going on right now.
I'm telling you what's going on. Texicano is telling you what's going on.
This is
We're not
crazy.
lying to you.
I feel like somebody's lying.
You could state that, but you know the truth. You know?
The truth is she was in the tub. Alive.
I'm not down there.
Walked there herself.
I believe that. Something else happened, though.
I don't know what. No, I don't. I'm
It's
telling
going to
you.
be the hardest thing for you ever to admit.
Oh no.
It is.
I'm telling you, I'm not gonna admit something that I didn't do. That's what I'm not gonna do. There is no way. There's no way.
Then explain it to me.
Can you explain it to me?
No, I have explained it to you a couple of times.
I'm still in disbelief. I still cannot believe this. This is a joke.
Who killed that child?
I don't. No. What?
Who killed that child?
Nobody. Like nobody should have possibly killed her.
You think that she just woke up dead?
I thought it was the tub.
You thought the tub?
You think she just woke up dead?
When, let me tell you something. Do you know what a liver is supposed to look like?
No.
Let me show you. Let me show you real quick. This is what a liver is supposed to look like. Smooth, shiny. That's the way our organs.
Could that have possibly happened when I did CPR on her? Because I was pushing her whole body.
These lacerations, I told you, we see this in airplane crash victims. We see this in people that have been killed in car accidents.
No.
We see this from people that fall from great heights.
No.
Yes. This is what it should look like. This is what it looks like after somebody has punched or stomped on somebody's abdomen so hard that it ruptures their insides.
No.
Yes.
Nobody does anything like that.
Absolutely. People do it all the time.
No.
People do it all the time.
No.
This isn't a trick. This is real. This is Jania's. This is her liver. I'm not making this up. I'm not making it up. You were the only one with her. That's it. Why didn't you protect her?
In that tub.
Why didn't you protect her? Where did it happen?
Nowhere. She was fine.
She was fine. No,
Well,
she wasn't. But you gotta help me understand, because you seem like a nice lady.
Does she? Does she seem like a nice lady?
whoa, no. I'm not. At all.
We see two types of people.
I'm not capable of doing that.
You know, we see good people. We see people who love.
I genuinely thought it was
Yeah,
water.
seriously, Phil. Send her to fucking jail.
When I gave her CPR, it was water coming out of her. I don't understand right now. I don't understand. I thought it was.
I know. Listen, I know you're not a monster. But sometimes people are weak, and sometimes we do things that we regret.
No.
Sometimes we make decisions that we can't take back. We do something. There's an action that we can't take back once we've done it.
This has got to be
And this is what happened.
some type of mix-up.
I can't see you get.
There has to be a mix-up.
How did you get so mad at her? What did she do?
What?
What did she do to make you that mad?
No, that's not gonna work. Cause I didn't do that.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
There's no doubt about it.
It's a doubt.
No.
I didn't do that.
You were the only one in the apartment. Richard wasn't there. Her death occurred within 2 to 3 minutes. I'm not saying this. A doctor is saying this. A super smart person
There's no way
who is a lot more
her
educated
death
than me.
could have possibly occurred within 2 to 3 minutes. No, she was up. She was up. She was doing fine.
Is this why you tried to kill yourself last night? Is this why? I mean, 'cause I can't imagine the guilt. I can't imagine how guilty you must feel that that baby died while you were taking care of her. Now, from the looks of your wrists and the look of your neck, I'm going to say you either tried to cut yourself, but just weren't able to do it deep enough. Because cutting yourself is tough. I'm going to guess that you tried to hang yourself at one point, or at least strangle yourself, so that you lost consciousness.
Her dad is feeling probably the same exact way. It's not worse than me.
You don't have a mark.
The only difference.
You don't have a mark on his body. I just talked to him.
I know.
Talking to him the whole time.
I know.
He's in there crying, breaking down. I don't know what to do with him. He's so upset, he's beside himself. Now I talk to you. Not a tear in your eye. You've got cuts on your wrists. You've got contusions around your neck.
I'm in disbelief.
You can believe it because you tried to hurt yourself.
No,
because you're feeling so bad about what you did that you tried to take your own life.
No, I feel bad because she was right there and I thought she was fine.
Are you right now thinking in your head, if I just keep denying this?
No, I'm not thinking that at all.
Because there's so much evidence. So much.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, what other evidence? Like,
How much evidence do you need?
I'm really trying to figure out what is really going on.
Have you ever built a puzzle?
I haven't.
Right? You ever, missing a couple pieces? You're like, oh, shoot, I'm missing a couple pieces. But you can still figure out what the picture is, right? That's where we're at. I might be missing a few pieces of the puzzle. I might be missing how it happened, why it happened, where in the apartment. I might be missing some pieces, but I got the picture. No, I got the picture. The picture's there.
This has to be wrong.
There's nothing wrong, Hi. Now, if you were hitting her and you went too far, and you had, maybe you didn't realize how hard you were hitting her, or maybe you fell on top of her and didn't realize how hard you did that, that's understandable. But if you woke up that morning going, I'm going to beat the crap out of this little kid, that's a different person.
No.
That's what we need to figure out who we're talking to. Because I don't know who we're talking to right now.
Damn, dog. You're good, J-Man.
There's no amount of denial that's going to get those cuffs off today.
It's not about, I'm really trying to think right now. What could have possibly happened? I really am.
You're the only one that knows. You're the only one that knows. There's only two people that knew.
This is crazy.
Why you going with two people in the apartment? Shady online. Tell us what happened. Don't let this little girl's death go without an explanation. She deserves it.
I didn't.
This little girl deserves the truth to be told. You owe it to her to tell her the truth.
I didn't do it.
She called you mommy. She thought of you as her mother.
If I would have known that something like that was wrong with her, she would have been 1,000 feet away from me. It doesn't matter what could have possibly happened. It doesn't matter what could be possibly going on. As long as she's okay, that's the only thing that matters. So if I would have known that something like that severe
How would you have
was
known?
going exactly, how would I have known?
I don't know. I didn't say you knew that her liver was lacerated.
So if I would have known something like that was going on,
But
she would have been in the hospital
But something
way
happened.
sooner.
Something happened that caused those injuries. What do you mean way sooner? What are you talking about way sooner?
What are you talking about way sooner?
You pulled her out, you pressed her, you put her on the couch, and you didn't call her.
Exactly.
You called
That's
her.
why I said, tell me what happened way sooner.
When she was dead.
I didn't know.
You didn't know. How do you know?
How do I know? How do I know?
You know how I know? Because when you're on the 911 tape going, I don't know if she's breathing. I heard it.
Yes, that's what I didn't know if she was breathing or not.
I don't know.
That's not how I wanted to know.
I have the tapes. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
We have all of this.
Yes, I know you have the tapes. I'm not confused at all about that, but I face. I'm not confused that you didn't hear what was going on, but the fact that you're trying to say that I was careless on the phone saying, I don't know. No, that's not right.
Are you confused about the medical evidence that we have?
Yes, I'm confused about all of this. The fact that you guys are saying it was bruises to her bones?
To the bone.
That's insane. That's insane.
There is nothing insane about this.
I don't
There
even
is
know.
nothing insane about this. You want to know what this is? This is her leg. This is the inside of her leg, and that is blood that's not supposed to be there. You want to see her arms? This is blood that's not supposed to be on her arms. Do you understand? That is blood that is not supposed to be there. Her legs are supposed to be almost milky pink. These are bruises. These are legit 100% bruises caused by an adult with a whole lot of force.
This is insane to me.
I already showed you what I need to show you. I ain't got nothing else for you.
I thought she would have got up at some point in time. Like, Mommy, I'm just kidding. That's how disbelief I am and was about the situation.
I hate that purple. It's so ugly. Yeah, ignorance is never an excuse, ever. Stupid bitch.
She was.
You know what? You're probably right. She probably was okay when she got in the tub. But it's what happened after.
She wasn't in the tub that long. Nothing happened after.
Shavion. Look at me. Please. Please look at me. The tub didn't kill this baby.
So she did that from drowning. So why was the water coming out of her?
Exactly.
It's natural. You know why? She was in the water. So water got inside her.
No. She was breathing. I seen her. That's what I told you guys. She was breathing in the water. That's why I told her to sit up. She sat up. And then I left and came back and she was laying back down. She was not in a situation to be, oh, no. I'm still like, damn, is she gonna come back? Is this really a f***ing game right now? Is there any way possible she's just gonna get up and you guys are gonna tell us to come get her?
She's not coming back.
She was breathing in that water. I'm telling you, she was alive. Nothing happened to her in the tub. She was breathing in the water. And I'm telling you that for sure. Because I had to tell her to sit up and stop doing that. And she did. She was fine.
So did she get the whooping before you put her in the tub?
What? She didn't get a whooping.
Or was it after?
She didn't get a whooping that morning. At all. She didn't get a whooping.
We've explained to you what happened.
Why do you think she got a whooping that day?
Well, if you said she was alive when you put her in the tub,
Very well.
the injury could have happened prior to you putting her in the bathtub. And then she expired while she was in the tub.
No. I'm telling you, she was up and she was up.
Well, I'm saying she could have maybe walked to the tub with that type of injury. I doubt it. You would have probably had to carry her.
No. She walked to the tub.
See, the thing that unfortunately that we're faced with, that we have to deal with, because this isn't going away. It's not. This is real. This is as serious as it gets. It doesn't get any more serious than this. We have a 5-year-old little girl that loved her daddy and loved her mama. And when I say loved her mama, I'm talking about you. That little girl woke up Wednesday morning. It's like it was another day. And in some time between the time she woke up and 8 o'clock in the morning, she died. And children just don't die. There were only 2 people inside that apartment. You and her. You're smart enough to understand what I'm talking about. You're intelligent enough to understand what I've explained to you.
I don't.
It might be hard.
She was breathing
It may be
in water. I don't.
I'm sure that it's hard to deal with.
I don't
can't
understand that. I don't want to believe that this.
I know you don't.
This can't be normal.
I know you don't want to believe it. I wouldn't want to believe it either. I wouldn't want to believe that I would be capable of doing something like that to a child.
I didn't.
No, you did.
I didn't.
And you probably think that if you continue to deny,
No, I don't
that
think
it's going to
that.
make a difference. But it's not.
Yeah, because you guys already have your mindset that it was just me.
You told me it was just you. Richard told
I
me it was
didn't
just you.
do that though.
Both of you told me that he left. He was gone. You both said that. You said that you were alone in the apartment with her.
She was fine though.
She wasn't.
She was.
No.
She was fine. She was.
Then why'd you try to hurt yourself?
I didn't do
Why'd you try to kill
anything for
yourself?
her.
Why would you try and kill yourself if it wasn't your fault? Why?
Because I was there with her.
So?
I thought she was sleeping.
You didn't think she was sleeping.
I genuinely thought she was
You're
sleeping.
smart enough to know when somebody's sleeping and when they're
No,
dead.
she
You're
played
telling me
right.
that
She's
you
a
don't-
playful kid.
You don't
It's
know
not
the
about
difference
that.
when someone is dead and
No,
when they're alive.
apparently not. I haven't ever been in that type of situation before, so no, I wouldn't know the difference. Like I said, she was still warm. I didn't even realize she was warm.
Chevy, I know you don't think I'm on your side, but I'm the only voice you have right now. This is it. You got me. I'm the only one that's willing to tell your story.
She was alive. She was fine.
So what you want me to believe is that this poor child got the beating that ended her life. She was beat to death. The beating that ended her life. Nobody knows how it happened.
That's so fucking sad, dude.
It happened while she was in the tub, and you were out having a cigarette. Because one minute she's fine, and the next minute she's dead.
She was alive in the tub when she got in. She was alive.
And she could have been.
She was.
But either what? So then what happened before. It doesn't change anything. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter if she was in the tub. It doesn't matter if she was in a car. It doesn't matter if she was laying on the couch. It doesn't matter where she was.
It doesn't matter because if she wasn't in that tub, she wouldn't have died. If I would have walked off, she would be still here.
No, she wouldn't.
She would. She would.
She'd be on.
She would still be here if I didn't walk off from her. If I didn't think that.
She had already bled to death.
No.
Yeah.
No.
She did.
No, she didn't.
It's not a mystery. We know what killed her.
She didn't.
She did.
She didn't.
I don't. Listen, you can say she didn't as much as you want. You can say it till you're blue in the face. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't. I'm sorry. And if that's what makes you feel better, then you can.
And she died. How could she have possibly been breathing in the water? How could she be possibly doing that if she had died?
We told you it takes 2 to 3 minutes for something like that to happen.
She was in the tub longer than 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay. So you probably, if what happened, which I'm assuming, for whatever reason, you got upset, and you put that whooping on her.
No.
And then you put her in the tub, trying to clean her up, because she would have been bloody.
Bloody? What?
From her mouth. Because she's got injuries in her mouth. She would have had a bloody nose.
What?
So you put her in the tub to clean her off.
That's completely made up.
Because we see it all the time.
But I didn't ever agree to or say that that's what happened.
The first time that I've seen
I didn't at no point in time agree to saying that happened. I didn't say that happened.
First time that I've seen a baby with a lacerated liver, that baby died because of that. This ain't the first time. I see this all the time.
She was breathing in that water.
Right. She can't
No.
Yeah.
just admit to what she's done.
Now, I don't know if you used your feet, or if you used your hands, or how you did it, or if you struck her with an object that was inside the apartment to cause that type of an injury. But there is no doubt in anyone's mind that that child died from a beating. And like my partner said...
Are you sure?
Absolutely. 100%. Because you yourself said...
She was breathing
in
the water.
She hadn't been in any accident. She hadn't been hurt. She didn't have no bruises the night before when you put her to bed. You all said when we put her to bed, she was just fine.
Nobody did never say that. I told you she got into a scuffle. Outside.
Oh, sure. Okay. Not that kind of scuffle.
She got into a scuffle outside.
Then she would have been dead that day. She'd been dead that afternoon.
Yeah,
are you telling me you had a dead baby in your house all day and you never called the police?
She died.
No, she died in the morning. After Richard left.
No.
Yep.
No, she didn't.
Yep.
And yeah, she did.
I know she
She
did.
drove.
No, she didn't. She was beat to death.
You just said that, y'all covered her bed, nothing was ever wrong with it. Like, I didn't. No, I didn't. I told you she had a scuffle, and that's how she got beat up like that. I told you that from the beginning.
That didn't cause that. You said she came in with a little black eye. She had dinner, had a sandwich, y'all watched TV, you put her down on the bed for cap. You said the scuffle was around 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Y'all had dinner and good night and put her in bed. You got her up for a bath the next day and put her in the bathtub. You said she walked to the tub.
So if I possibly did that, she would not have been up in the tub for more than 10 minutes.
Well,
if you guys are saying that was a 2-minute type of situation, no, she was up.
I mean, this is
very alive.
This is just what you're telling me. I mean, I don't know the timeline. I have to go off what you say. I know she was in the tub because her hair was wet. We know she was in the tub because there was blood in the tub. We know she was in the bathroom because there was blood on the floor. No
that
doubt.
Was old.
No doubt in my mind that you put her in the tub. I agree.
That was part of it. If I go run the water in the tub right now, that blue stuff is going to fill up the whole tub. And if I let it out and don't wash the tub out, it's going to fill up again.
But that's not a question. You put her in the tub. You said you put her. I believe you. I believe you did put her in the tub. I do. I do.
So are you guys trying to arrest me for murder?
You are going to be charged with murder.
Are you serious?
Yes. Very serious.
I did not do that.
Chevion was charged with 1 count of murder and 6 counts of child abuse, including neglect or endangerment resulting in substantial bodily harm. But Richard Davis was allowed to go home and plan a funeral for his daughter. Janiah's birth mother never attended Janiah's funeral. Police were also unable to obtain an interview from her. About a year later, lab results for the DNA found underneath Janiah's fingernails confirmed that DNA belonged to her father, Richard Davis. Due to the sperm fraction found inside Janiah, he was arrested on August 17th of 2020 and charged with 1 count of murder, 6 counts of child abuse, neglect or endangerment resulting in substantial bodily harm, 1 count of SA with a minor under the age of 14, and 1 count of lewdness with a child under the age of 14. At first, the trial was going to proceed with the objective being to try the couple together, but a conflict of interest was determined and the courts decided to try the pair separately, with Chevion Miller's trial being dealt with first. She never testified in her own defense, but there were some key points brought up during her trial that certainly need to be addressed. So let's start with the DNA found on the child. The sample taken under Janiah's fingernail definitely, beyond the shadow of a doubt, belonged to Richard Davis. There was no question about that. There was, however, contention during the trial as to whether or not the DNA found inside Janiah actually belonged to Richard or was even a match for Richard. But the prosecution showed a photo and claimed that the swabs used to conduct the test took the samples from a position far enough inside the body that a towel simply wouldn't reach. What we do know is that the tiny fraction that was found inside Janiah's body was confirmed to have 2 DNA donors. One was likely Janiah, and the other was definitely a male, but the sample was just too small to determine exactly who the male donor was, so the test results on that could neither confirm or exclude Janiah's father. Richard's arrest stemmed from the fact that there were no other males present around Janiah for days leading up to her murder. But then about 8 days before Chevion's trial, Richard's SA charge was mysteriously dropped. There were also major disputes about Janiah's time of death. While Janiah definitely died in the apartment, her official death was recorded at the hospital as 8:25 a.m. Her body temperature, taken slightly before that, was 87 degrees Fahrenheit, which is significantly lower than normal. Because of this, her estimated time of death was initially believed to have been roughly 2 hours before first responders arrived. And if that was the case, then yes, Chevion was the only one that could have murdered Janiah because she was the only one with her at the time. But later, Dr. Cornell estimated that Janiah may have actually passed 3 to 4 hours before she was pronounced dead, which means she very well could have died as early as 3:30 a.m. And that changes everything. I wonder if the bath and the heater were simply ways to keep the body warm long enough for a monster to get offside. And while we can only speculate, thanks to the trial, we now know that could indeed be a possibility. According to the defense, neither the bat nor the belt found in the apartment, as well as other items and evidence, were ever tested, which is kind of odd, especially considering that neither Chevion nor Richard had any damage to their hands. And what about those boxing glove type things seen on the floor in the evidence photos? They'd certainly be a good way to protect one's hands while attacking someone else, but as it stands, they don't seem to have been tested. Another alarming thing the defense brought up was Exhibit 301, which was a video that showed Richard Davis at the Telcris Plasma Donation Center. The claim was that Richard looked visibly distraught roughly an hour and a half before he should have known anything had happened to his daughter. He was described as slouched in his chair, head down, shaking his head. He was also noted by a Telcris worker to not really have reacted much to the news about his daughter. It's impossible for me to watch these clips and not think there's something off about Richard. His demeanor is certainly alarming, but is that due to the context of this video, or the lack of context in understanding Richard's baseline behaviors? There's no doubt in my mind that Richard Davis knew something and had something to do with this. And personally, I find his presence in these clips highly unsettling. There's no denying that Richard, by observation only, could be considered strange in his mannerisms. But strange is not evidence that he murdered Janiah. Another big thing that was brought up briefly during Chevion's trial was Dejanay Williams, the friend Chevion referred to as her sister, the one with the kids that Janiah allegedly touched inappropriately. The prosecution had tried relentlessly to get Dejanay to respond to subpoenas, but they simply couldn't locate her. They had her name down as Dejanay Johnson, spelled like this, so who knows, maybe that had something to do with it. But suddenly on the last day of Chevion's trial, the prosecutor was somehow able to locate Dejanay and talk her into testifying that morning. In the 3 years leading up to the trial, no one had ever interviewed this witness about the murder. According to the prosecution, Dejanay said she had babysat Janiah in the apartment on the Saturday before her death and hadn't noticed any injuries on the child. But she did state that she found Richard weird and that he made her uncomfortable. But at the time, she needed a place to stay, so, in her words, beggars can't be choosers. Dejanay also allegedly told the prosecution that on multiple occasions, Richard Davis would turn the TV up and discipline Janiah in the other room. Dejanay described how she could still hear Janiah screaming over the noise, but she wasn't exactly sure what Richard was doing to her. However, she went on to note that Chevion had recently told her she wanted out of the relationship, and she was tired of watching Richard's child and being responsible for her. The prosecution alleged that Dejanay heard Chevion say she would kill Janiah. Not only that, but there was evidence submitted before a grand jury in the form of an anonymous Crime Stopper tip that also claimed someone was going to kill Janiah. There's no proof, but the prosecution seemed to think that person was Dejanay. The prosecution also mentioned several jail phone calls between Chevion and Dejanay until suddenly, Dejanay decided to sever contact with Chevion for good. The jail phone calls are recorded somewhere, but I was unable to obtain them. Due to objections by the defense, Dejanay Williams was not allowed to testify at Chevion's trial. Also submitted into evidence was a text message from Chevion to Richard days earlier stating, "Your daughter is the devil." Chevion Imani Miller was convicted of first-degree murder and child abuse resulting in substantial bodily harm. She was sentenced to serve 20 to 50 years behind bars. She's currently serving time in the Florence McClure Women's Correctional Facility in Las Vegas, Nevada. Richard Davis was eventually released on bail, and I haven't been able to find a single update on his case.
If you all had known my grandbaby, you would totally love her. She loved her siblings like she loved her siblings. The world is gonna miss out. They're already missing out on the beautiful soul that she was. She'd have been 10 years old. And I wonder what would she have looked like? How long would her hair be? Because she has so much hair. It was crazy. Like, I'm low-key jealous. But she has so much hair on her little tiny head. But I just wonder, would her hair be longer? Would she have wanted it cut? Like, I just all of it. What would she be into? Like, all this stuff that I think about. And I don't know. There's no answer. There will never be an answer for it. At some point, my daughter, Jania's mom, confided in us that Richard had physically put hands on her abusively. And I'm just like, what? I remember one time he was telling us about a fight that he had. And he beat this person down so bad that out of his own mouth, he said, "My hands are registered weapons in the state of Nevada." And I was like, wow. That to me was a red flag. This person make you angry and you just took it out. Like, I don't know. I don't remember the details. I just remember that phrase that he said, and it kind of blew my mind. I kept that in the back of my mind all these years. I just remember that when she made the decision to send Jania, everybody was against it because I couldn't understand why my daughter didn't call me to be like, "Can you help me with the girls?" Because if I had to get a second job or whatever I had to do to help her, I would have made myself available to do that. Richard wasn't in Jania's life, and now all of a sudden, you want to take care of her and this, that, and blah, 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 which I didn't understand. It's like, you've been gone and away for 4 years now. My daughter's been pretty much doing this on her own with intermittent help from me, as I understood where she was at, and now you want to show up? What's that about? Like, what do you have to gain from this? Well, then we found out that he had a girlfriend, Siobhan. I didn't know her, had never met her, didn't know anything about her. But my daughter did tell me that Siobhan had had a miscarriage. And then I found out from, in the strangest way, Siobhan's mom, after the trial, that Richard had beat her and she lost the baby. So Siobhan's mom told me that. And they let my grandbaby go from Colorado to Las Vegas illegally. The state of Colorado wasn't even supposed to let her come back here because they were the custodians at the time. So she wasn't even supposed to come. No paperwork was done. No, nothing was done. They dropped the ball. They totally dropped the ball. They did not do what they were supposed to do. Now she's in the grave. He could have just sent her back to Colorado. I would have went and picked her up. I would have picked her up. You wouldn't have had to twist my arm. You wouldn't even have to convince me. None of that. I need to come get you. I'll be there tomorrow. And would have left immediately.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to fix my stream.
The next time I had heard anything about Jania, her welfare, her well-being, was the day I got the phone call from social services. 15 days after her birthday, she was killed. She was beaten to death. She didn't even get to be 5 years old and start school. Her funeral was on September the 24th of that same year. And I would have liked to have participated, but it seems that Richard and his family took control over the whole thing. They didn't want us to come to the wake. Like, none of that. It's like, what is wrong with y'all? didn't have any information. Like, I hounded him on Facebook. I need to know when the funeral is because I'm coming. If you think for 1 minute that you're going to bury my granddaughter and I'm not going to be there, you got life and the other stuff completely mixed up. So he finally gave me the date and the time, and so I wanted my daughter to be there. She was going to come, and then she didn't. She was going to come. I had $400 to my name, and I said, I will buy you a plane ticket right now. But she said, Mama, if I go, I don't trust myself. So me and my mom and Sarah and her best friend went to the funeral. And some people are like, well, why didn't her mom come? Why didn't her? You know what? Don't knock it until you've been there. And I wasn't angry with her for not showing up. I was able to speak at the funeral on her behalf. So we get to the funeral. Richard is standing there. You know, oh, tears. And I'm thinking, I gave him a little side hug because I wanted to feel his spirit. And my mom, she wasn't hugging. She was like, no. She didn't ever like him either. So she certainly wasn't going to give him a hug. So I gave him a little side hug, a little pat, whatever. And it was so fake. It felt fake to me. And that may be harsh, but I was there. It felt fake. And so we're sitting there during the service and the whole thing, and then Richard goes up to the casket, and he's, I'm looking at him like, bro, this don't feel right to me. This feel like you had something to do with it. And in my opinion, he did have something to do with it. We went to the trial, and I knew it was going to be intense. I knew it was going to be graphic. I knew it was going to be a lot of what most people may not be able to handle, but I needed to know what happened to my granddaughter, because it wasn't no freaking her heart stopped. Well, yeah, her heart stopped because she was beat to death. That's why her heart stopped, but it wasn't because she had a heart attack or some heart complications. Don't get me twisted, because it didn't make any sense. So we get to the trial, and we hear all this testimony about the stuff that happened to her, and I am Lord. She wasn't just beat. Like, when they showed a picture of her liver, and then they said it is a lacerated liver, the pathologist said it wasn't just like she got, like, maybe punched in the stomach. It looked like someone had stomped on her.
Damn,
and her liver
dog.
looked like mush. So,
Put that bitch under the
all
jail.
details after that, I mean, it was just more and more and more. The bruising all over her body, from her from her neck, all the way down to her ankles.
That's sad as fuck.
And I'm thinking, you all are trying Siobhan. And she, as far as I'm concerned, foolishly took the rap for it. Where was Richard in all this? Her daddy. Okay, the one that seeded the egg. Where is he at in all of this? Because something in my maternal mind, as a mother and a grandmother, could not possibly calculate or compute the fact that this one woman did all of this. And I still don't fully believe. It wasn't, she's culpable for sure, because she was there and didn't do nothing to stop it. But I don't think it was her. I don't. So we get through the trial. We literally watch them take my granddaughter apart a little bit at a time. Like, we saw the inside of her ribs where she had hemorrhaged because they were broken. And some, if I remember correctly, had broken and healed, and fresh fractures and things like that. And I'm thinking, and then I remember when Richard said to me, my hands are registered weapons with the state of Nevada that never left me. And it came back screaming loud and clear. I was glad that she was found guilty.
I know, dude. It's
but
fucking
it still
sad.
didn't sit right in my soul and my spirit that it was all her. Because it wasn't. There's no way. But see, that's where my faith comes in handy. Because I know that the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, he gonna get the final say. I don't care what nobody say. So we have prayed, me and Sarah, that God would deal with Siobhan's heart. Don't give her no peace. Don't give her no rest until she speaks the truth out of her mouth. Until the absolute truth comes out, there's going to be no justice. There will be no justice for Janiyah. But the paramedic said that her hair was not wet. Now, if you know anything about black people's hair, when it's in braids, Janiyah's hair was braided, and it gets wet, it takes a minute for it to dry. I mean, unless you got like super thin hair, when it's braided and cornrow, it takes a minute for it to dry. So by the time the paramedics arrived, if she had truly been in the bathtub and drowned, her hair would have still been wet. And he said her hair was not wet.
True.
So that was like key to the fact that this situation did not happen in no water in the bathtub. Not like that.
She is right.
We heard a lot. We seen a lot. There's stuff that might give some people nightmares. So yeah, that's what happened to my grandbaby. But in my heart, it's not over. It's not over until the truth comes out. Because I need to know what part Richard played in Janiyah's death.
You know, it's been 3 years since I first heard the name Janiyah Russell. It's been a lot of tracking down documents, evidence, USB drives getting lost in the mail, multiple times I might add, and even refusals of FOIA or open records requests for various reasons, including Chevion Miller's appeal, which was recently rejected. I've spent so much time researching this little girl's case and her life that even I feel like I should have been at her funeral. It's a horrible case,
my God.
and cases involving children always stick with me. And this one specifically reminds me so much of Fallon Friedley's murder. For those of you who haven't seen my video on Fallon Friedley, there's so many similarities between these two cases. Kirsty and Chevion were both supposed to be babysitting the little girls that were found murdered in their care. Both crimes involved a bathtub. Both crimes involved severe liver injuries and bellies full of blood. Both cases involved adults who went for a smoke during crucial moments. Both cases involved neglecting to provide or call for aid when it mattered most, when it was obvious the children wouldn't survive without it. And then when it comes to the interrogations, if you ever question whether or not Chevion is guilty based on hers, just let me show you what a guilty person looks like. This is Fallon Friedley's murderer, Kirsty Flood.
According to the doctors in the ER, her belly is full of blood. She's got an injury to her liver, her spleen, and her colon.
Oh my God, stop.
She's got bruises all over her body.
Stop.
She's got bruises all over her head.
Oh my, I can't even believe. How exactly? How would that even have happened? No, that is extremely confusing, and the only thing that I could even think of is if she tripped.
So her tripping and falling would not cause those injuries.
I don't even understand.
So tell me how this happened.
Neither of us are violent people. That doesn't even make sense to me how that would even happen. But I would never let him be cool on that level. I did not do anything to that little girl. And you are not about to ruin my life over that. How?
You tell me. I wasn't there.
All over her head.
You want to see the picture of the baby?
All over her head. Do you know that accidents happen all the time?
I do, because I have 4 kids.
Exactly my point.
If she hadn't been caught on her own home surveillance system, she might still be free. She makes a lot of the same statements Chevion made, and she's adamant of her innocence. I've actually connected Janiyah's grandmother and Fallon's mother. I hope that connection will be fruitful and help them heal from their losses, knowing that they aren't forced to face them alone. If you ask me my opinion, I think Chevion and Richard both did this, and if they did, I hope they rot for it. I'll be campaigning for Chevion not to be released. In fact, I'll be starting a petition, and I'm eagerly waiting for Richard's day in court. There's so much more to this, even just with my involvement. I've spoken to other people close to this case, and I even have conversations with some of them recorded. Hell, I've even spoken to Chevion's own mother, who makes some pretty outlandish claims, and who knows, maybe she's right. I can't speak about all those here on this channel, though. But along with some of Janiyah's family members that care, I've started a Facebook group called Justice for Janiyah Russell, and I'll be discussing these other things in much more
Poor
detail
girl,
there.
man.
In fact, I've been exchanging letters with Chevion Miller.
What's
I've
up,
got
guy?
some phone calls from her too. Join
She
me on the
deserves
Justice
so much
for
better than
Janiyah
what
Russell
she
page,
had.
or on my own new true crime channel, One Crime TM, to find out more and show your support for finding answers to this tragedy. My final notes on this case are as follows. Janiah Russell was let down by this world. Almost everyone that was supposed to protect and love her either abandoned or abused her, and she had only just turned 5. When she was beaten to death, so many people stayed silent. When she was crying out for help, clearly dealing with some kind of trauma, ears turned deaf. So many refused to speak out in time, or for some, even at all. Very few cared about Janiah. Almost every news article on this case would nearly fit inside a few fortune cookies. This world simply didn't deserve a smile like Janiah's. She had no one fighting for her. But I think that just changed because you and I now know what we know. And I can bet my bottom dollar that once overlooked, Janiah Russell will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, little girl. And to those who harmed her or stood by and did nothing to save her while she suffered, to those who failed to seek justice in her name, I hope you never close your eyes again without hearing whispers from the water she took her final breaths in. I'm Mr. Black, and this is the disturbing truth.
It is so fucking sad. Alright, let's find something else. I don't know what the fuck's playing right now. What do you guys want to listen to? You guys want to listen to more true crime? You want to listen to music? What do you guys want to do? You guys tell me. We can do more true crime.
Jeffy video?
I do.
Remember with Jeffy's dad to be your dad?
I do. Guys, this looks dope as fuck.
You should watch one of my Jeffy videos.
How do I get turned? Are you just fell asleep? No, guy, I'm coloring. I didn't fall asleep, I'm coloring. I'm looking down to color.
Yeah, her's coloring, by the way. Why does all your fans think you're sleeping when you're not?
I don't know, buddy. It's weird, isn't it?
Maybe they just always mishear you in your videos.
Maybe.
You should go and get anyone. That's our fan. That's my mom's fan. Make sure to get her shirts.
Oh, thanks, buddy. He's so sweet. Yeah, make sure to get my shirts, dog. Go buy them right now.
Mom,
What?
when did you start your YouTube channel?
About 9 and 10 months ago.
So before I was even born?
No. You were born 6 years ago.
So when I was just like a baby?
Yeah, but I didn't start YouTube until last year. So you were a big boy. You were 5. I have 30 tattoos.
going to also filming.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Yes, he was filming because I don't know how to film anything. I only know how to film my vlogs.
Yeah.
You know, with my face.
He does fake little vlogs. No, I'm not sleeping. I'm coloring.
Yes, her's also telling the truth, by the way, viewers. But also, hit that like and subscribe button and buy one of our shirts.
Yeah, buy the EarthToAshley shirt. You'll love it.
You love it. And also, hit that notification bell.
Yeah, click that notification bell.
It's for free, and also, maybe we'll shout you out. Maybe we'll shout you out on another video.
Maybe. This is what I got so far.
My mom is called EarthToAshley. That's her YouTube channel. Her name is Ashley. How to spell her name is N-O-N. It's M-O-N.
You know the answer or not, Logan? You still can't do it. What are you talking about? That's enough. Johnny, he's a loser.
Man. What's up? What the fuck's your name? Edfredin? What's good? Before anyone says it, I'm not asleep. I am coloring.
I'm so glad you came, Logan. Jamarcus just
But then who's it supposed to be Cody?
the most violent
Good question.
making videos. I can't thank you enough for making my son's final days his best days. He was so positive. He was always saying he was gonna go home. He just never got the chance. Oh, sweetie. Jamarcus knew he didn't have much time. He knew his cancer was terrible. What? He his toughest days. You know, whenever he saw me crying, he used to say, even the darkest clouds eventually run out of rain. I'd almost given up on life, and I probably would have if it wasn't for Jamarcus. I didn't even get to say goodbye. He's still with us. He always will be. What he want is for you to make the most out of your life, Logan. Make Jamarcus proud.
Taking Jamarcus's mom's advice, Logan kept making videos with his brother and his friends. As his confidence grew, so did to the point where Logan grew one of the biggest YouTube channels in history, reaching tens of millions of subscribers and billions of views. Since then, he's introduced new characters to his fandom, has collabed with lots of influencers, and has even some of the biggest brands working with him. But most importantly, Logan uses his success to help other kids struggling with illnesses in Jamarcus's memory, reminding them that every dark cloud eventually runs out of rain.
Thank you.
Logan? Is that you? Johnny, from middle school.
I actually heard you were coming by to see the kids today. Just want to say it's really cool.
Thanks. You, doing good?
I'm getting by. It's like what?
What's up, Bianca? Just chilling, coloring.
Yeah. Sure.
Nice. And, do you guys honey? Seriously, this means so much. Thank you.
Mom,
What?
how much subscribers do I have?
A bunch.
Come over and show me. Come over and show me.
My life is like something out of a movie.
Come over and show me how views I got.
In the nation. All wanting
Maybe I'll make sure one day.
I want to use like an orange. My stomach is hurting. I hate my life. Oh shit. Brutal. Oh no, it's right. Everything's falling on me. Literally. Whatever, good enough.
Sheffy, you're gonna sleep on the floor. I'm gonna sleep on the couch. Okay. Could I play my cat piano?
What'd you say?
No.
I think I'm drunk.
Hey, Daddy. Oh, God, every single thing. Even when I sick. Even when I need some medicine, I always get back up and I'm fine again. Finally.
When I was a junior in high school, my life was like something out of a movie. I was a good athlete. I was getting ready from the top 5 colleges in the nation. All wanting me to come and play for them. I was dating the prettiest girl in school.
I don't know. Why do you tell me?
It was when it sure was that Jeffy video.
Was it?
Yeah, 'cause that was my first ever video I made.
Wow, you did so good too.
Go to Earth to Ashley.
Yeah, go to Earth to Ashley. Listen to the boy.
Go to your TV and type in Earth to Ashley. Or I will go do it right now. Mom, I lost the remote.
It's okay. I'll come find it in a minute.
Little puppets, kind or this kid getting so many puppets.
I love that. He's like, go to Earth to Ashley. It was the cutest.
EarthToAshley, the YouTuber. Mom, no one knows. Even the TV doesn't know your YouTube channel. Mom?
What, buddy?
How could any of your videos not be on YouTube when I go on YouTube and I find your videos everywhere?
Do you really?
Yes.
He is, Bianca.
What are you doing with not even on YouTube? How does that happen when you're not using your YouTube channel on YouTube?
I don't know. That's weird.
Maybe they upload on YouTube.
I guess so, yeah. It could be.
Mom? Well, when will I make another YouTube video?
It's a good question.
Will I even have a YouTube channel when I'm a grown up?
If you want one.
I have made videos in the past.
You have.
Mom?
What, baby?
Could you type in Earth to Ashley? Because I type in N-O-N and it still doesn't work.
No, not in a way. It's just Earth to Ashley.
Yes, Earth to Ashley. I typed in. I even clicked the button that is supposed to hear you. Didn't work. Did not work. So I go on
cartoon family. But what if Bluey and Bingo were supposed to have a sister? For years, fans believed Bluey had an
No, I wasn't starting. Oh my god, no. I'm sitting here coloring, guys. I'm sitting here coloring as we speak. You guys are fucking obnoxious. You guys are getting timed out. 10 minutes.
secretly wrote an episode about Chili losing a baby before Bluey and Bingo, but never said it was a boy. Look closer.
There, y'all are getting timed out for that. It's obnoxious.
Until now. And today, we're going to show you. But first, let's uncover the hidden clues that prove Bluey's unborn sibling wasn't a brother at all, but a sister hidden in plain sight. Clue number 1, the photo that proves it was Bluey's unborn sibling wasn't a brother at all, but a sister hidden in plain sight. Clue number 1, the photo that proves it was a sister, a simple photo of Chili at the Sydney Opera House smiling. But look closer. Her belly is round, a baby bump. Fans agree. She was pregnant before Bluey or Bingo. But why assume it was a brother? Nowhere in Bluey is that confirmed. If it were a boy, wouldn't there be some mention of a lost son? Instead, all signs point to the opposite. Chili never acknowledges 3 boys. She never reacts to moments that might remind her of an older son. But over Could Bluey and Bingo really communicate without words, just like real-life twins? Type #TwinPower right now and stick with us to see how...
Have you ever imagined Bluey with an older brother? Type #BigBro right now and stick with us to see how it might change everything. The mystery of the first healer baby. Did you know Bluey might have had an older sibling? Hidden within the happy chaos of the healer family are 2 very big clues into this sad past. On Mother's Day, we see Bingo accidentally pop the balloon under Chili's shirt, showing her pregnancy. What follows is a quiet night where Bandit reaches out to Chili, a gesture that shows their shared sadness and care for each other. Fast forward to Rainy Day, where Chili and Bluey look at 2 rainbows at the same time, a tiny sign of hope after loss. This isn't just a pretty picture, it's a small reminder that the healer family's journey through sadness and strength, suggesting that Bluey was a rainbow baby, bringing light after darkness.
What if Bluey's brother was the reason she cares so deeply for Bingo? Type #LoveBro. What if Bluey... What if Bluey's... brother was the reason she cares so deeply? Could Bluey and Bingo really communicate without words, just like real-life twins? Type #TwinPower right now and stick with us to see how this incredible bond could change everything. A secret connection only twins understand. Imagine floating through space, weightless, surrounded by stars. But what if this dream wasn't just a dream? Bingo's journey isn't just about adventure. It's about the fear of drifting too far. The moment she hesitates before reaching for Mum Mirror, real life feeling of stepping into the unknown. Ever had that sinking feeling when you thought you lost someone? Even for just a second? That burst of relief when you find them safe. That's Bingo, floating between fear and comfort. The last glance at Mum, it's like a first day at school. That mix of excitement and uncertainty. Watch her tiny fingers stretch but not quite reach. Finding some space makes the distance feel bigger. Then, warm, Mum's embrace, pulling her close, reminding us that love is always there, even when we feel far away. Bingo isn't just dreaming. She's learning how to step away while still being connected. But is that connection something all twins share?
steps onto the road. Bluey pulls her back instantly. It's like she knew. What if they weren't just close? What if they could predict each other's every move? Could Bluey and Bingo have telepathy? Ever had a friend or sibling who just knows what you're thinking before you say a word? That moment when you both reach for the same thing at the same time, like your brains are linked? Watch. If you never imagined that Bluey's creators would have the audacity to kill off one of their beloved main characters, well, same. But the real shock isn't just that Bingo dies, it's that they warned us all along, and nobody noticed. Because buried deep in Bluey's most innocent episodes are clues, subtle hints that Bingo was never meant to stay. And today, we're uncovering them all.
Louis Hula.
This is gonna be
I like to move big moves. I like to move big moves. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it. And you want 19. Mom,
What?
were you actually asleep?
No.
Oh, I just thought you were.
No, I'm sitting here coloring.
Why is there a lot of things that are purple here?
Because there's a lot. Hey, can you please move? Damn, now the chat's dead again.
well, you know,
lost it. Thank God it was still there. By the way, I didn't even mean it that way. I was just answering. I'm so sure. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Bradley. Hi, Bianca. Don't be weird then. Bye. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hop off for a bit, but I'll be back on in a bit, guys.